with 3 goals, and his crumbing work was sensational.
He was very good last week. And Miles Paholka, you normally gets down there. He's obviously playing a centre-half back at the moment. So
pretty handy when you can throw a player like that down a half back, isn't it?
Oh, he was BOG last week. We spoke to him after the game. Well, I spoke to him after the game, and he was our best player on the ground last week. We're just about to welcome the radio, AJ. We are welcoming the radio.
Absolutely. I'll let you take it away, Vossi, on this special day.
Toe Punch Shield Day here on RPP. A special man, a special game, and it is a day that the skills will be on show, no doubt about that. Quick kick out of the middle for Sorrento towards half forward. Going back to take the mark there and playing on for YCW. A high kick out towards the centre wing. No mark taken, ball on the ground. They're trying to go forward here with a couple of hand passes. Ends up with Blake Mullane. He gets a hand pass over to another one. They can go forward here, the Stone Cats. They do. With a long kick by Lambert it was towards half forward. Ball on the ground. A chance now for Paholke. Miles it was. Gets a hand pass and another one over the top. They're away here through the agency of Ryan. He gets the ball over and it's going to come back the way of YCW through Brenton Lambert. He goes in short. Mark has been taken by Blake Mullane. He's about 50 metres out from goal. He's at right half forward flank, and this would be the ideal start for the Stone Cats. Instead he goes in short. That's poor defence by Sorrento. A professional side like Sorrento, that is very, very poor. They suck back, and one of the YCW players just thought, well, I'm going to get forward, and that is Steele. And he will go back and put through, he won't put through a goal necessarily, but
nothing has changed. He's gone an early crowd.
Won't necessarily put the goal through, but it's a good opportunity for a goal. He tried from 35 metres, has the shot. That is a beautiful kick. The Stone Cats are up and about here at McFarlane Reserve. 1 straight 6, and Sorrento yet to score.
It's been a pretty frenetic pace early, boys.
It has been. Daniel Grant, the Silver Fox, just rubbing himself early. Got the big hit from the ruckman in Zach Barrett. So interesting to see how he pulls up. But yeah, look, it was as expected from that first bounce. Gladman Hallahan straight into the forward line, but a good body-on-body mark by Luke Painter to set them up and go forward. So it's going to be a great battle down there. Obviously, you know, we talked about Sorrento's forward line, but you look at YCW's defence and it's just as good as we're back in the middle of the ground. Dan Hughes and Barrett to do the ruck work. Hughes decisively, but only as far as Blake Mullane goes quickly inside 50. Good matchup. Butland tries to get the early body on, but Sorrento in the aid of Perrick will see it out of bounds and out of play at half forward. Right in front of the Casper deck, which is pretty quiet this afternoon, actually, for a nice afternoon, which is surprising, gentlemen.
It was blazing last week.
Absolutely.
So to be brought back into play just inside YCW's forward 50. Dan Hughes to do the ruck work against Josh Butland. Poor throw in. Butland tries to get a big fist. Couldn't. Halland, solid body on Hutchison, will go quickly up towards half forward. Bywater v Barry. That's going to be an interesting battle this afternoon. Barry wins that one. Nice little handball backwards. And a little chip over the top was good towards Luke Painter. Wasn't 15. Umpire says play on. Bywater quickly to lay the pressure, but it'll stay at half forward for the Sharks, and it'll be a ball up. So it'll be Barrett and Hughes. A very handy player to have. Dan Hughes back from the Bull Ants. Wins that tap out, but it'll go out of bounds and out of play. So believe he's back for good, AJ,
yeah,
Dan Hughes.
You mentioned earlier, Locke, that it's a pretty deadly combination when you got Johnny Croad and Dan Hughes coming in as your second ruck.
Yeah, it's pretty scary if you're any opposition. There's no questioning that. Big job for Zach Barrett this afternoon. The young man, ball back into play. Hughes goes to the tap out. Wasn't decisive. Mullane, little shimmy was good. Looks inside to the centre circle. The little fellow we spoke about earlier, Vossi, couldn't take the mark. Umpire said it was a free kick to him. Advantage play on. Quick kick inside 50, 1-on-1. Troutbeck versus that man down there in Perrick. It falls out the back, and good pick up there from the man who was best on last week in Miles Paholke. Looks up towards half-back. Quick kick wasn't too bad towards Fisher. Good fist though, back inside 50 for the Stone Cats. King goes without it. Fisher, clean pick up. Tries to get the handball away, was under pressure, and it spills to Mullane, who takes a quick shot from 40. But we'll go wide and go through for a minor score. So the score goes to 1-1-7 to the Sharks. No score. We've played 4 minutes in this first term, gentlemen.
Nathan Ryan to bring the ball back in for Sorrento here. It's just the one spectator behind the goals. Retrieves the ball.
Very quiet here this afternoon, isn't it, for a lovely day down in Sorrento?
Long way back from Frankston. Ryan heads out towards Hughes, but there's a pack of Stone Cats just waiting. It's gone up to the wing. Mitch Parker for Sorrento picks the ball up. He gets the ball on the boot going forward, looking for Corp. Not able to take the mark. Bywater just kicks it off the ground. We've got a behind Sorrento, 1 behind. Frankston YCW 1-1-7.
How did we find the dynamic last week, gentlemen? Obviously, you got the opportunity to watch Sorrento. You add Rourke Fisher into that forward line now. How does it go? I mean, we know that at Chelsea, King Curtis was, well, as his nickname goes by, King, and didn't really like sharing the forward 50, but Paholke's quite similar.
No, they've been fantastic, the games we've seen, Vossi, haven't we?
We spoke to Curtis after the Rosebud game, didn't we? Like they kicked 25 against Rosebud when we saw them on, I think it was the Easter weekend.
So blended in very well, which is pretty special.
Quick kick up to the far wing. Nathan Ryan was tracking his opponent. It's cut off from Dobrowolski. He gets the hands over to Miles Paholke, over to Gardner, back to Paholke, tries to step around. He can't. He's turned the ball over, has he? No. Nathan Ryan just holds it in the Frankston YCW forward 50. Quick handball out of the pack and a quick shot at goal through Murr, and it's gone out, and we'll get a throw in deep inside the Stone Cats forward 50 here at David McFarlane Reserve. Batchewell to Mornington, match of the day.
We've seen early, haven't we, gentlemen, that a lot of pressure applied to Miles Paholke. He's certainly not going to get an easy possession off that half-back line, and I'd imagine there's going to be some pretty talented opponents that's going to roll through from the midfield, that's for sure.
Fortune favoured Darcy Moore there. He got it a boundary throw, whereas when Curtis Bywater kicked it off the ground, he went through for a point and YCW got the ball back. Here's an opportunity still for YCW out of the pack. A quick kick towards full forward. It's going to be touched on the line and goes through for a behind. So YCW up to 1-2-8 and Sorrento 1 behind. We're live here at the McFarlane Reserve thanks to Battery World of Mornington. Premier Traditional Homes scoreboard as the kick comes in from fullback out towards the broadcast side. Going up, Hughes. I'll tell you, he looks different there because he's actually, he's lost the bun, that's why. He's lost the bun totally. He's got to put the hair back into place and go again. And up against his old side too, Dan Hughes. And the old adage, they look different in different jumpers, and they really do. And he certainly looks different in a bright red jumper as opposed to a yellow and black one out there. Quick kick forward by YCW towards their half-forward line. It's taken there by Deese, it was. It's taken now for the Stone Cats by Doonan. Gets a hand pass over and a shot at goal takes place. And is that touched or is that a goal?
Well, I reckon the YC Steel player...
I think that might be a goal.
He reckons it's a sausage, but I don't know what the umpires are confirming because there's no third umpire here. They can't go to the big screen, can they?
Steele was the man who had the shot, and he has had it touched on the line. So 1-3-9 plays 1 behind. Margin is 8 points on the Premier Traditional Home scoreboard.
So Dobrowski tries to move it forward off half-back, but only as far as Byron Barry. Little short one was good to find Roberton. He wants to take it on through the middle. Had to be a good kick. Wasn't. Gladman first on it. Little handball over the top to Bywater. They can drive it inside 50. Paholke slid his way out the back. Credlin tries to get the fist, but Paholke... He just does that time in, time out, just finds his way out the back and players lose touch. And he takes a mark about 20 directly in front.
Where he loves to be, Locke. It's his game, and this should be Sorrento's first goal.
It should be, mate. It should be. He doesn't ever miss in Sorrento, really, does he? So he should go back and slot this. And I suppose when they've got to watch Bywater, it's easy for Paholke to slip out the back as he strolls in, 25 out directly in front, as easy as you like. The goal umpire doesn't move. He kicks the Sharks first. 1-1-7 plays 1-3-9. That's on the scoreboard here at David McFarlane Reserve.
Both sides, when they go inside forward 50, they've been looking very dangerous, and they look like they're each going to kick goals every time they've gone in.
Chaos ball works for both these sides, really, doesn't it, gentlemen? We know that both sides have some pretty good small forwards. And forwards that really probably are really versatile as well. Your Paholke and your Bywater, they can play tall, they can play as a big marking, and the same as your Butland, down at the YCW, and they can play tall and play really well in the air as it hits the ground as well. Back in the middle, Hughes, decisive tap out towards Burns, couldn't take clean possession. Gardner does, quick kick up towards centre half forward. Gladman v Wallace, that's a great battle. Little hold of the jumper, umpire said play on. Gladman inside to Hughes, who takes a quick kick to the top of the square. Bywater 1-on-1, got the early body work. Didn't sit for him. Corp at the fall of the ball. Little right foot snap. Was no good. We'll go through for a minor. 1-2-8 plays 1-3-9.
I think when you speak about the Chaos Bowl for Sorrento as well, you've got your two guys that that does like it to get over the back, but you've also got Nick Corp that can take a contested mark, so they're pretty happy either way how it comes in.
Some of the best sets in the hand in the business, Nick Corp, as Wallace goes up towards wing position. Barrett flies high, couldn't get the second one down. Handball was good though. Finds his teammate there in Smith. Goes a little handball over the top towards Diaz, couldn't take it. Goonan now tries to shrug off the tackle of King. Good tackle applied. Handball over the top was good. They can go inside 50. Finds Lambert, who manages to find himself alone. Takes a quick shot at goal from 40. And might not trouble the scorers, does just goes through for a minor score. 1-4-10, plays 1-2-8 on the scoreboard. We've played 10 minutes here in the first term.
I think you'll find today Nick Corp will do the ruck work when Hughes goes off. Obviously Johnny Crowd out injured, but that just means that a bit more onus goes on to Rourke Fisher to play that centre half forward role.
So Burns now in short for the Sharks. Little one was good to find King. That's Ethan. So just looking to slow things down. We know YCW like to play it quick and can do some damage. They've also got some tall timber towards half back. Kick wasn't great from King. Robertson gets possession. The footy, little one to Goonan wasn't in his favour. Fisher dies on the footy and Goonan dives on top of him. That's where it'll stay. About 60 out from the Stone Cats goal. So it's going to be some really good contested contests through the middle of the field this afternoon. There's no questioning about that. Corp, decisive tap out only as far as Diaz. Quick gets inside 50 towards Troutbeck. Spills over the top. Foot race now. Brigden and Lambert. Lambert wins it. Goes backwards to go forwards. Wasn't a great kick. Didn't help his teammate there. Ian Millward, who is well cleaned up and very good pressure applied from Dabrowski as they can go forward now, the Sharks. Byron Barry, though, we know the general will always be in a position to take that intercept. Quick kick up on the left. It was beautiful to find Lambert, who's about 70 out from goal. Looks to find Robertson inside, decides against that. Will drive it inside 50, nice and long. Troutbeck lost his feet at the wrong time. Over the top though, Brigden missed it. Paholke, the general for Sorrento down there. Little handball to Brigden was good, but the ball will go out of bounds and out of play about 20 round from Stone Cats goal. It's 1-4-10, plays 1-2-8. YCW lead. We've played 11.5 minutes in this first term.
It's a fair foil to have Nick Corp as your third ruckman, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd probably take that every day of the week. There's no question. Brought back into play. No decisive tap. Spills out the back. Quick kick. Hutchison. Oh, we know he's dangerous. He knows positions and was so. Kicks their second of the afternoon. 2-4-16. Plays 1-2-8. That's on the scoreboard here at David McFarlane Reserve. Gentlemen, do we go to a break? No, we don't.
No breaks.
No breaks. Just keep rolling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couple of early goals, if you like, gentlemen, in the...
I like that, though. Maybe introduce that.
Couple of early goals in Div1. Bon Beach a goal up on Frankston Bombers. Eddie Asp a goal up on Rosebud. And Mount Eliza 3 goals to Dramana's Zip at the moment in Div1.
Why do we throw to a break when we get those brilliant scores around the grounds, gentlemen?
And we've got to try and keep Vossi awake as well, as the ball's going to be thrown up in the middle of David McFarlane Reserve. Corp and Barrett doing battle. Corp getting the decisive hit out down to Mitch Hallahan, who's out. He goes looking forward, looking for Rourke Fisher, who's not able to get it. Mitch Hallahan breaking through the contest again. 1-2. Goes out to the Silver Fox in Daniel Grant, the man who is still only about 31. Rourke Fisher with the hands. He turns it over. But a great tackle there by Zach Burns. He'll get the free kick. Centre half forward for Sorrento. He goes inside forward 50, looking for Gladman. Lee Paholke applying a tackle. It's just bouncing around once again. YC able to get out of their defence through Robertson. Heads to the boundary line. We'll get a throw in.
So it's still a chaos ball, but we know, don't we, that although Sorrento have got that unbelievable forward line, YCW's defence, Wallace, Robertson, Painter, Credlin, Byron Barry, there's 2 players down there with VFL quality and there's one with AFL, so it's pretty scary.
Boundary umpire throws the ball back into play. Played a very, very quick pace this game so far. Trying to pick up the ball there for the Stone Cats, but they weren't able to on this occasion. It's picked up there by Paholke. Miles it was. Around the corner goes the kick. The mark has been taken. And it's been taken by Rourke Fisher, who's 45 out directly in front.
Blood rule.
And, yeah.
Henry Berringer, it looks like, might have got a little bit of claret coming out of the bonds by the looks of it, Vossi. Oh, a lot of claret too, mind you.
Byron Barry just heading back onto the ground. Yeah, he's got a fair bit. He's run down the past the neck there, so he's got a bit of cleaning up to do before he gets back out there. But getting back to the kick, it's Rourke Fisher. He didn't play last week.
Thumping left foot, Vossi.
He won't not make the distance. It's just a question of accuracy. He goes back. He made the distance. He didn't get that as much as what he did, but he still made the distance, but just. It's 2-4-16, plays 1-3-9.
I can say it's a pleasure to watch him back, Vossi. He was an extremely talented kid. Was on the VFL Collingwood list for a long time as an 18, 19-year-old, but unfortunately his body just riddled him. Also one of the youngest captains ever at the Seaford Senior Football Club, and unfortunately body let him down. So it's good to see him back out here.
As it happens to so many, or not so many, but as it happens to certain people, the body just doesn't let them do it, and it's a shame when that happens. And just good to see these guys get a bit of a crack at it. YCW down at the half-forward line with a quick kick inside attacking 50. The pressure's applied to try and keep the ball in. Now, quick snap, and there's a goal.
Oh, if you don't mind.
That's all taken about 15 seconds to go from one end to the other, and they have kicked a goal, and that's their third goal. AJ, 3-4-22, plays 1-3-9.
Yeah, fantastic opportunist goal. Deep inside the forward 50, boys. But both sides play at a frenetic tempo, don't they? They carve the opposition up, not just through their leg speed, but it's their ball movement that's frenetic.
It is. It was fantastic. Then Rowan Steele was the one that ended up kicking the goal as he comes off for a well-earned break, but it was the second and third efforts from him just to keep following up. He had possession of the footy at half forward, kept going and managed to get his hands off it and kicked a lovely little dribbler around the corner, which, well, puts them 3-4-22 to 1-3-9 on the scoreboard as it's back in the middle. Barrett does the ruck work against Corp. Corp wins the clearance up and under towards the wing position. Good fist on it there. Comes from Mickey Walker as he tries to dive back on the footy. Couldn't take possession over there was Cahill for YC. So Walker says, I will. Little one towards Parker was smothered. Goes back inside 50. Race against Corp. Gets a little kick off the ground. Wasn't to any advantage though. So Lambert will give a nice little handball towards Mullane. Kick up towards centre forward. Wasn't great. Brigden put Paholke under pressure, but we know he's standard. He can deal with pressure pretty comfortably. Kick out towards the wing position towards Grant. They've got two out there, Grant and Parker. Did well to apply the pressure though there, did YCW in Macura. Managed to find its way over the top to Macura. Quick kick inside 50, and the man we've mentioned a few times about intercept, Byron Barry, does it comfortably. Quickly up towards half-back, finds Robertson. Little one over the top. Has to do a little bit of work there. Does Cahill. Did a little bit of shimmy around Gardner though. Looks inside. Handball over the top towards Hutchison was good. Oh, a little blind turnaround, Walker, if you don't mind. Up towards half forward. Puts Troutbeck under a little bit of pressure. Good fist on that occasion there by the Sorrento player in Perrick. And the ball will go out of bounds, out of play at half forward for the Stonecats. So 3-4-22, plays 1-3-9, 17 and a half gone on the scoreboard. David McFarlane reserve, beautiful day for it. Brought back into play. Ruck work done between Troutbeck, Hughes. Spills over the back, was clean there towards Troutbeck coming out of the full forward goal square. Spills over the back, foot race. Troutbeck wins it. Little snap to the top of the goal square, and the defender there in Ethan King was the first on the goal line. Sees it out of bounds. Oh, through for a minor score. So 3-5-23, plays 1-3-9, 17 and a half gone.
Tell you what, boys, I'd like to be Nathan Ryan and looking at my stat sheet after the game. With the new rules, you'd run down there every time. You'd be having 30 every week.
It's a pleasure, isn't it? Just stroll out of take one step out of that square and you've got another posse.
And you can run about 30 metres and you don't get touched by the umpires. That's what happened.
Absolutely, but he's turned it over. We'll get a throw in deep inside the forward 50 here for the Stonecats.
Daniel Grant
Hughes
having
and
a run on the
Troutbeck
bench.
doing the ruck work here. Troutbeck just edges him out. He gets a quick kick and he misses. Stonecats move on to 3-6-24. Sorrento 1-3-9. Premier Traditional Home scoreboard. We've played nearly 18 and a half minutes here. Beautiful day at David McFarlane Reserve. Miles Polke just says it's my turn to kick in, boys. He's going to come out here long looking for Hughes or Bywater. Falls over the back to Curtis Bywater. He goes up looking for Nick Corp. We mentioned it, some of the best hands in the business. He goes forward looking for Paholke. Very smart, uses his body, although he gets a free kick. Yeah, it was a great mark.
That was a take your pick. It was well bodied there by Lee Paholke to take the mark, or it was Brenton Credlin all over him like a cheap suit.
It was a worked out well that Sorrento got the ball and having a shot, but it wasn't the greatest of kicks from Corp. Let's be honest. It was a little bit high.
Do we expect something clean from Nick Corp though, Vossi? I mean, he
but
might have changed in the 3 years I haven't been around.
But you just want the quicker possession in there. It enabled the defence to get back, or it could have.
So Paholke from 25 directly in front. As we said, never in doubt. Kicks their second. 2-3, 15, 3-6, 24. The whole Sorrento Football Club has got to Paholke. Is that a milestone goal, gentlemen, or are they just up and about? We're not sure.
It could be.
He's just kicked the club record. Thank you very much for that, sir. There you go. One goal behind living legend of the club, Andrew Callaghan. He's kicked 566, so Paholke's just kicked his 567th. Congratulations, Lee Paholke. Thank you, sir.
It's not about effort, because knowing Lee for a long time, he actually gave footy away, and he come back in under 18s. They played him at full back, and then
He wouldn't have liked that.
No, this was against Hastings, and then they put him to full forward after half time, and he kicked 10.
Oh, jeez.
So then he stayed at full forward ever since, where he played all his juniors.
There you go. It says a lot as Sorrento again quickly inside 50. Gladman now, 45, little handball over the top towards Corp. Again, a Fisher under pressure. Quick left foot snap was just astray. Goes through for a minor score. 2-4, 16, 3-6, 24. 20 and a half gone into overtime.
Tell you what, boys, if you look at Mitch Parker, Lee Paholke, Curtis Bywater, take your pick. Even Mitch Hallahan, take your pick. They all look the same.
It is. It's hard work. There's a lot of bald bonces getting around too. It's either a mullet, long hair, or a bald bonce at the moment, as Goonan's got a lot of time out on the wing to take a stroll. Gardner trolls into apply some pressure. Kick up towards Jackson was poor though. Could have done a lot better with that. Luca Gurnan was swallowed there by Ethan King, who wants to move it quickly. He's got Zach Burns up on wing position. Hura over the back with a big fist. Umpire said you copped him around the chops. Zach Burns, your kick. So far wing position here at David McFarlane Reserve. Zach Burns just looks up towards half forward. Big lead from Corp. He's got a couple to beat. Barry, one of those. Good fist on it at the fall of the ball. Copped one around the chops there. Was it Dabrowski? It was. Pretty good at acting that too. Dabrowski wants to move it quickly. Little handball to Gladman. Looks inside 50. Little dart was good to Paholke, who's also got a really good set of hands and takes it about 40 out on it. Well, he's over the fence there pretty much, gentlemen. It'll take a good kick, but if any man can kick it, the new goals record holder for Sorrento Sharks, Lee Paholke, can and will.
Anywhere near the fence, boys, it's his favourite position.
Should they be worried about the matchup, YCW? If he kicks this, it's his third goal.
So he sets sail now from about 45. He liked it straight away, and Paholke kicks their third and his third of the afternoon. 3-4, 22 plays 3-6, 24. 2 points the difference. The Sharks are starting to take a little bit of control, gentlemen.
Yeah, Vossi, just to answer your question there, I would be, because he's a player that when he's hot, he is so hard to stop. So I think you've just got to go to your best lockdown defender.
It's Credlin. It's got to be Credlin, I think. He wasn't running with him on that occasion. I reckon it might have been Mac Hura that found him there. But Credlin, the standard of Credlin is the perfect matchup for Paholke. We know that what Paholke can do in the air is extremely dangerous, and we know what he can do on the ground is dangerous. And Credlin can counteract both of those as it's back out for YC. Mullane drives towards 50 metres. Good body work early there by... No, says the umpire. Ryan, I thought, applied really good body work to take the intercept mark, but Darcy Murr, the man with the mullet, will take the free kick about 15 out directly in front. So this is a very quick answer and important for YCW to slow down the run and, well, to swift the momentum, that's for sure. If he kicks it, I'm not going to throw the early crow like one M. Voss would do.
Put down your glasses. There you go, just for old time's sake, Lock.
So Murr will stroll in, as I said, 10 metres out directly in front, kicks it. So a very good quick answer there from the Stone Cats. 4-6-30 plays 3-4-22, 23 and a half gone on the scoreboard. What is the scoreboard this afternoon, sponsor, gentlemen?
Premier Traditional Homes.
Premier Traditional Homes. That's a bit of a mouthful for me. Don't know if I'll be able to squeeze that one out. Is that Troy Schwartz running for the Sharks, boys?
It is indeed.
I reckon he's still in good nick. He might still be able to whack him on off half-back.
It'd be pretty handy to have.
That he is. Still in very good nick. But very good game of football happening here at the moment, and good answer there by Darcy Murr there for the YCW Stone Cats, bringing the ball back from over the fence. Well, they've had to get a new football, so We're back to the middle. We're in time on in the opening quarter. We're 24 minutes into the opening quarter here at David McParlin Reserve. It's the Stone Cats by 8 points. Back to the middle. They're going to clear again here. A high kick it was there by Tyre D towards centre half forward. Full forward, in fact, after the pack. And a goal, another one, in fact. So into the open goal, and that is the 5th goal for the Stone Cats. They're up to 5-6-36, and all of a sudden, Lee Paholke brought them back to within a couple of points. The Stone Cats said, we'll stuff you. We're going away again. 14 points up they are, 3-4-22, Sorrento.
That's your man, Vossi, the little wet weight 40 kilo, Christian Siampis.
He's been involved 2 or 3 times so far. He's been all right.
He's only a little fella, like you said, but I suppose that doesn't warrant a lot of respect from the Sorrento defenders, and he was able to weasel his way out the back of that one, AJ.
He was. They just need to tighten up in the middle, Sorrento.
Certainly a game that's going to be won through the guts, isn't it? We know both forward lines are extremely strong. Whoever can get it in first is going to be scoring.
Mullane tries to break through. He gets the ball out to Barrett. Barrett goes long inside forward 50. Troutbeck just falls over. Brigden not able to create a spoil. And YC, are they going to get one here? It hasn't been rushed through.
Oh, nearly booted his head off there. That's a kick in danger. You don't see those played often anymore, do we, gentlemen? You know, kicking in danger and 50. So the 50 metre will go to Matthew Perrick for the Sharks. He's still trying to rub that hand. Looks like he must have copped it in the right mitt as he goes to quickly play on towards Miles Paholke off half-back. Little handball was good up towards King, who can stroll towards wing position. Kick was pretty poor towards Mitch Allahan. Ball will go out of bounds and out of play. So a wasted opportunity there for the Sharks. Allahan on the lead. You'd probably not a man you'd want to miss on the lead. I reckon he'd probably let you know about it.
I don't think he'd probably let you know about it. He would let you know about it.
Yeah, there's no questioning that. So right in front of the scoreboard here, it'll be Hughes and Barrett to do the ruck work. Hughes, early body, went for a fresh airy. Barrett, quick kick forward towards Murr, couldn't take it. Paholke tries to bust his way through, couldn't. Butlin couldn't pick it up either. Millwood off the ground was good. Steele, flying handball out the top towards Cahill, who just strolls up towards half forward. And, well, that's like watching Michael Voss with a golf club. The 9-iron in hand went at right angles towards the boundary line.
Yeah,
remember that day at X-Golf, Vossi?
Yeah. I hadn't played golf for 20 years, and I haven't played golf for about 4 since then.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you too, Vossi. It's probably a waste of your time, mate.
Oh, is that right?
So the ball brought back into play. The Stone Cats are forward. Hughes couldn't take possession of it. Spills to ground. Umpire, does he pick a free kick? He does. It'll go Sorrento's way.
Vossi, you'd be a greenskeeper's nightmare.
He would. I don't like him much, and that's why.
I play army golf, left, right. That's me.
Yeah, it's actually probably a good thing. He doesn't see the fairways much.
Daniel Grant, the Silver Fox. He goes in.
Kicking out the fairway.
He's found Rourke Fisher.
The foot wedge. So Fisher,
goes
quickly.
wide.
All yours, AJ.
Looking for Fraser, but he's not able to find him. Rourke Fisher tries to butter up his work. YCW have etched his up to the forward 50. 2v1 here. The umpire's given away a free kick to YCW at their forward 50 mark. They're going to go deep inside forward 50. Ethan King in a 1 out. He's able to just get a spoil in. He's been taken from behind. That is holding the ball.
It's exactly what you want to see from your big men. Troutbeck was outbodied there in the contest by a little fella and shouldn't have been, and knew that, and chased down with a big, strong, solid tackle on King, who's pinged holding the ball, and it'll be Troutbeck about 25 out, very tight angle in front of the Casper deck, which I must say has filled up since. They've probably come out from their glasses of red and roast lunch, and time to watch the footy as Troutbeck starts to stroll in now. Slight breeze into him, but shouldn't trouble him. Right footer, normally a prolific goal kicker. Well, I did the Michael Voss and gave him the early crow, and he pushed it right. Again, Michael Voss with the 8-iron.
The Michael Voss Moz.
Very good at it, aren't you, Michael?
You love it.
I do, mate. It's always fun to get into you about your early crows because, well, it gives us a fair indication of which way the game's going if you're going to go the early crow. It goes the opposite. Poor ball brought back into play by Ryan. Goonan takes it about 60 out, goes for a little short one towards Steele. Got a couple to beat. Smashed in the contest. Umpire saw it as well. Cops one around the chops and will be rewarded the free kick about 40 metres out from goal, and this will be a big one. We've played 29 minutes in this first term. I can't imagine there's too long left, so if he can kick this But a big one going into quarter time.
They've had a lot of opportunities, YCW. They're 15 points in front, and that's a good lead, but they really do need this to sort of finish off what's been a very good first quarter for them. So Rowan Steele it is. He's 35 out. He has the shot.
Ooh, pushes it.
He misses it. They're 5 goals, 8. That might come back and bite them later. Who knows? 5-8, 38, plays 3-4, 22. We've played 29 minutes, I think it is, in the first quarter. In fact, nearly 30 minutes in the first quarter.
They were pretty lucky to get their fifth, though, Vossi, weren't they?
Very much.
So Gardner at half back for the Sharks. Little one towards the Silver Fox. Under some pressure. Handball backwards was good towards Stokes, who goes for a little one again over the top towards Sticky Jukes out there. Vossi might pluck it. Little one was poor off guard and will go out of bounds and out on the full. No, there was a free kick given, was there? Downfield free kick. So it'll be a free kick to Sorrento by the looks of it as we try to retrieve the pill. Vossi, give it back. Take it out of from under your T-shirt, mate. So it'll be the Sharks to bring the ball back forwards now through Fraser. Just going to go backwards, finds Stokes. So the switch looks on, no, looks inside, finds the Silver Fox Grant, who's normally beautiful ball user, and goes for a quick lead towards Bywater, but drifting back and taking a good mark on that occasion was Beringer. So there's the quarter time siren. Would have been a very handy goal, gentlemen.
That's about how many snags we just saw on the ad just said.
That's how much hot dogs you put away last season, isn't it, Vossi? So back in the guts, Barrett v Hughes. It's been a good contest so far. Hughes wins that, but only as far as Mullane. He's been a bull in the guts so far for YCW. Butland 2 grabs at it, couldn't take it. Stokes at the full for Sorrento. Quick handball from Perrick. No one in particular. Goonan. Quick one inside 50 to Sampius. He already has one against his name. So is this man Steele. In fact, he's got 2. Quick snap around the corner. Good goal defending there by James Brigden. Will go through for a minor.
Too easy from the centre clearance again, Lock.
Mullane just all over them like a cheap suit, isn't he, AJ? Really need to tighten up on him. There's no questioning that. Stokes, beautiful little chiseler towards Baholke.
Is it time for Miles Baholke to go back into the middle, boys?
Well, he needs some class, doesn't he? They really need it. Kick was poor from him on that occasion, though. Brigden under pressure. Little one over the top towards Ryan was good. And another one towards Perrick was even better, so they can set up again. Kick again, poor though. Dabrowski couldn't take it. Goonan, quick snap around the corner, and Ziampus for the Stonecats takes a mark. 20 directly in front, boys. The Sharks look out of sorts with their touch coming out of defence.
Yeah, you're not going to win too many games when you're continually turning the ball over, and you can see Lee Paholke out there just looking at the bench. He's not happy with the ball movement out of the back line. 3 turnovers, and it was even his brother, who's probably got some of the best skills on the ground, who's turned it over.
They need this, the Stone Cats. So they're in front, but they do need it. The way they missed the last couple, Sampras has kicked the goal. They're up to 6-9-45, and the Sharks are 3-4-22. And we've played 2 minutes in the second quarter, and that's a good start, and that's his second goal, Christian Sampras.
Their small forwards are just all over them at the moment. We know that Troutbeck can be a prolific goal kicker for the Stonecats as a key, and as can Butland, who's played a couple of games at the Dolphins VFL this year. But it is the little fellas who were unassuming, weren't they, Vossi, to us when we first saw him run out. Ciampa's still wearing his under-13s jumper, I think, but he still managed to kick 2 sausages on this afternoon.
He's certainly making a name for himself out there, that is for sure. As the ball back to the middle, Hughes gets the ball down for Sorrento. They need an answering goal here to the Sorras. A high kick, knocked down by Lambert. Ball at centre half 40 for Sorrento. The umpire says, I'm going to ball it up. Boys, 55 metres out from the Sorrento goal.
For mine, I think Daniel Grant has to go to half-back. That's been his primarily role that he's had in his senior career, and I think it's time for Miles Paholke to be injected into the middle.
They certainly need some sort of burst. There's no questioning that. Robertson, good for YCW. Little handball, put his teammate in Berger under pressure. The ball will go out of bounds and out of play. 5 round from the Sharks' goal. Safe to say they need one, and they need to lock this in for a while here, the Sharks. They need to answer back, and they need to answer back quickly, because any further than this, the Stonecats very rarely let you get back from 4 or 5 goals. As it's brought back into play, Hughes does the ruck work, pushed in the back. Umpire said play on, trying to bustle his way through. Wallace, quick handball, put Credlin under pressure, kicks it off the ground for a minor score. Good rush. Smart footy there, BJ Credlin. We know what to expect from him as Robertson goes to bring it in quickly towards Barrett, who's put under pressure. Quick, clean handball was good to Mullane, who can run and take a bounce through the middle of the field. Looks to pump it long. Foot race. Ciampus King. Stokes Steele. This has been a battle of the ages so far. Little handball over the top towards Steele, towards Ciampus.
That was so well done. It didn't bounce kindly for Ciampus, but that was really, really well done. And again, that's the second time they've got out from a behind straight down the ground. That's worrying for Sorrento.
We spoke about the KS ball, AJ, suiting Sorrento, but it seems to be suiting the Stonecats just as much, if not more.
Well, I think it's the fact that they're just going up the middle of the ground. Sorrento have looked to come out wide, and Frankston have gone through the middle, and Blake Mullane is just standing there all alone.
So Hutchison now
time.
trying to bustle his way through. A little handball out towards Butland. Cop one around the chops. Umpire said play on. Paholke. Miles sticks his head over it. Will be a ball up.
We didn't see Dramana do that last week a lot, did we? Going right down the guts?
No. They've just been a bit slow to get their positioning after the behinds, Vossi.
So Troutberg wins that tap out 30 out from Sorrento's goal. Goes towards the top of the goal square and it stacks on the mill. At the top of the goal square for the Stonecats will be another throw up. So you'd be going for the big fist through the minor behind, I'd imagine, if you're Perrick. Little tap wasn't any good, but good wrap up by there, Fraser. Quick kick out towards half-back, only as far as Angwin, who looks backwards. Got Robertson, not a man you'd want to be coming inside 50 if you're a Sorrento defender, goes the left foot. And I might have put the Michael Voss Moz on him. Wasn't great, but Angwin does the buttering up towards Steele, who looks inside. Beautiful little chiseler finds his teammate in Christian Ciampus, and those two are just running amok at the moment for the Stonecats. Doesn't look like they've been touched all afternoon. And they seriously need to tighten up down there, the Sharks. Those are two players. They've got two apiece, and they have not looked like missing either, the pair of them. So Ciampus will kick about 35 out on the same degrees of angle. Lovely little right footer so far this afternoon. It was an average one off the boot. The wind's trying to bring it back, doesn't. Pushes it right. I did the Michael Voss. I apologise to Ciampus. Goes through for a minor score. 6-10-46, plays 3-5-23, 5.5 gone on the scoreboard.
Nathan Ryan to bring it back in again. He goes down the middle this time looking for Dan Hughes. He's not able to take the mark. YCW just look like they've got far more people around the contest, although Zach Burns gets the ball. Rourke Fisher, Hughes, he looks out wider to Daniel Grant. Looking down the line, looking for Nick Corp. He's edged out and he's going to get a free kick. Not sure that was there. That was pretty ordinary.
Soft.
Corp, he goes in long, looking for a target. Gardner, it was there. Not able to get it. Bywater hands the ball back out. Smothered. Fraser's kick there. He dives back on it, but Frankston, YCW are out once again. Goonan, he was looking out for Robertson. Daniel Grant spills the mark. What should he take in? Mitch Hallahan, he looks for Lee Paholke out wide. And YCW will be able to retreat once again.
We'll go back five seconds, gentlemen. Byron Barry then, he was the one that gave the free kick away to Corp, but went back, flying back with the pack, took a right fist, then laid the big smother on Fraser and saved a definite goal. So he's still got it, the old fella. There's no question about that as it comes up towards wing position. Luca Goonan wants to wheel onto the right, quickly does so. Kick wasn't great. There's three Sorrento players. No talk. Hughes and Paholke spoiled each other. Spills to Stokes for the Sharks. Little handball out to Ryan. Wasn't clean. Will go out of bounds and out of play.
They are absolutely rattled here, boys, the Sorrento Sharks.
Paholke not too happy with Hughes. I did see the mouth open nice and wide there from Paholke, so he clearly called it. Hughes not using those big ears, maybe needs to chop the hair and open up those ears a little bit. Brought back into play, half forward for the Stonecats. Hughes wins that one, only as far as Mullane. He's an absolute bull at the moment. Little kick off the ground was good towards Wallace, who just loads up with an up and under inside 50. Gooner under it, so's Paholke. Spills to ground, Steele. We've heard that name a few times for the Stonecats. Spills out the back now towards Lambert. Handball was good to Butland. Free shot at goal! Yes, he's got it. Josh Butland kicks his first of the afternoon. 7-10-52, plays 3-5-23. In all sorts of trouble at the moment. The Sharks, the forwards for the Stonecats are all over them like cheap suits.
Yeah, you're right, Locke. They're just too good around the contest at the moment, the Stonecats. Winning the ball at will from the centre stoppage. And their transition around the ground is right on top.
And look at the luxury they've got. Look at the man standing in there on the bench just waiting to come on. This is about 4 or 5 times he's been rotated off the ground. It's just a massive luxury to have.
And they've listened to us, boys. Miles Paholke now and gone into the middle. They absolutely need him. They're being absolutely slaughtered through there.
Throw up by the umpire. Stone Cats
Again.
got a 5-goal lead, and the Sharks are in trouble here at the moment. They're looking to press the foot full throttle at the moment. They can get the ball out here. They try to go forward but lost control, and the umpire's going to let the ball come back to him and ball it up.
There's been 11 centre bounces, boys, and I reckon Mullane's won 8 of those clearances.
29 points is the margin here at Shark Park. Off the ground goes the kick. That luck's a fortune. The mark's been taken there just off the centre of the ground. Sorrento can go forward. They go towards centre half forward. At the back, there's an opportunity for them now. Quick kick, and there's a goal, and they needed it. Boy, oh boy, did they need that. They're up to 4-5-29, and YCW are 7-10-52. AJ, we're talking about, Locke might have been talking about Dan Hughes before. Does he look a little bit overawed playing against his old side today?
Oh, no, I don't think it's just overawed. I just think that Barrett's brought the contest, and I think it's probably been highlighted for the fact that it's not just the hit-outs, because he's competing well, but the way that the Frankston midfield are on top, it probably looks a lot worse for Hughes at the moment.
It's a good 50-50 battle in there. Hughes is doing his job, but Mullane's just sweeping them up. But this time the man we just spoke about, Paholke, gets the clearance. Quick kick inside 50, spoiled away from Fisher. Little handball there from Painter, was held under pressure for McKenna-Hura. Gladman laid the pressure. It'll be a ball up, 45 out from Sorrento goal.
You can see that as soon as Miles Paholke steps into the middle, it's far better for the Sharks already.
No question. Tap out one by Barrett. Spills out the back towards the player in Cahill, who goes for a quick hands over the top to himself. Tackle applied was good for Sorrento. King tries to take possession. Arm was pinned. Couldn't get a handball away. Did finally, but it wasn't too quick enough for the Sharks, and it'll be a holding the ball free kick to Troutbeck.
Oh, they've got about 5 in the midfield here as they go wide. They've found their Hura. He goes out wider. YCW able to drive long inside forward 50. No mark taken, but that man again, Mullane. He dusts one off, does 2 off, and he looks inside, but he's turned it over. Miles Paholke, he has kicked the ball out of his defensive 50, and it trickles out. We'll get a throw in. Jeez, boys, they are on top inside forward 50, the Stone Cats.
They just look dangerous every time they go inside. It looks like something's going to happen. It was only just cut off in the nick of time there, Miles Paholke. It was nearly a perfect little left hoof there from Blake Mullane, who's now resting in the forward pocket.
Hughes and Troutbeck doing battle. Shannon Gladman getting that clearance, and he goes long, but he's turned it over. Nick Corp just not able to influence that contest there. YCW, they've turned it over in their defensive half. Bywater, he's got it on 50. He goes looking inside for that man in Paholke. He's kicked 3 already, and he's going to line up for 4.
Beautiful kick. Beautiful kick, Curtis Bywater. Pretty easy when you're a full forward, isn't it, to know where to sit it for another full forward?
Absolutely, Locke. But you can see that Paholke's gone in the middle, Shannon Gladman's gone in the middle, and the tempo around the ball's just changed.
It's really an opportunity for him too. I know, obviously, you don't want to, try and turn it on just because a player's going to rest on the bench, but Blake Mullane off at the moment and will be important for him as Paholke strolls in, never in doubt again, kicks his 4th of the afternoon. Sorrento's 5th, 5-5-35, plays YCW's 7-10, 52, 12 gone so far in this second term. And boys, although YCW have been all over them like cheap suits, it is only 17 points the difference.
If they can get the next one, Sorrento, then it's certainly well back in with their reach. Mitch Hallahan came off, though, limping, so I wonder whether his troublesome foot is giving him a bit of trouble, but we'll soon find out. It's breathed a bit of fresh air into the Sorrento midfield, and it's not often that you'll say that when Mitch Hallahan's come off.
Very, very rarely, that's for sure.
12 minutes in the second quarter. It's a 17-point margin. Last 2 goals to the Sorrento side. Kaya Deese has got it for YCW. Tries to get it to half forward, but it drops a little bit short of that mark taken by Grant for Sorrento. He goes towards half forward. Off the pack. A quick kick towards full forward. Can Paholke maybe get a chance to get his 5th before half-time? The YCW defence all of a sudden is under the pump at the moment. They get the ball out towards defensive 50. Deese has got it once again. He goes with a kick down the line, and the mark's been taken by Josh Butland, just defensive side of centre wing. He plays on. He goes a little bit far with the kick. He had an option there. I think it might have been Merritt went in short, but then they've
Horrible
turned it over
turnover.
here and they go back inside attacking 50 here to the YCW side. Tackle applied. The umpire said it's a free kick, and it is too high, and it is a free kick going to go to the Stone Cats.
When you turn it over in your defensive half, boys, you don't want to then give away another free kick. And Ethan King, probably 3 or 4 times today, he's turned the ball over. I want to go back to that attempt on goal. Mitch Parker had Paddy Hall out. He should have given their hands over, and it was a horrible kick from him, and then YCW were able to stream forward.
Absolutely.
Matthew Jackson kicking at goal where Lee Paholke kicked one in the second quarter, but he can't be as successful as what Lee Paholke was. He misses that one. 7-11-53 plays 5-5-35. We're halfway through the second quarter. Good game of football if you come back here, Locke.
Has been, Vossi, very good so far, and I suppose the interesting thing, isn't it, like we've spoke about YCW's dominance through the midfield and how good they have been, but the Sharks are still in touch and they just don't go away, Sorrento, and it's something we have to be very cautious of as Walker goes a long bong up towards half-back, flies to Hughes, Byron Barry does as well, good fist, builds to Diaz, little handball inside to Painter was good, goes for a bullet towards the forward pocket, couldn't find Lambert. Will go out of bounds and out of play for a boundary throw in. 30 round from Stone Cat's goal.
When Mickey Walker kicks in, he's a long kick and he's very quick. So I think it's a set play, but every time Hughes or Corp has gone up for the ball to fly, there's been no crumbs at the front of the pack, and YCW are able to just run straight through.
Yeah, it doesn't help him. There's no questioning that. Brigden high up and under towards wing. Corp's got to beat a couple. One of those Barrett flies. One grab, two grab. Couldn't take it. Spills to ground. Paddy Hall at the full. So's Barrett for the YCW. Wallace, we know he's tough. Little handball was good. Only as far as Gladman though. Quick kick inside 51-01. Credlin, Paholke, both good in these situations. Hits the deck. Hura goes without it. Little kick off from Paholke was to no advantage. Barry, he puts his head over the footy. Handball was good towards Painter. Fumbled a little bit. Under some pressure again. Lee Paholke and Shannon Gladman. Shannon Gladman was really good in that situation, but not rewarded. It'll be a throw up right on the 50 line for Sorrento. Casper Deck starting to get a little bit vocal. Little tap out was good there from Barrett. Painter goes without it. Barrett again for the second effort. Handball towards Wallace. Cops one around the chops. And will be a free kick to Lachlan Wallace at half back for the Stone Cats. 7-11-53 YCW plays Sorrento 5-5-35. 16 gone. Here at David McFarlane Reserve on a beautiful afternoon for the Toe Punch Shield.
So Stone Cats drive it up towards the wing position where Nick Corp's standing all alone. He takes the mark for Sorrento. He handballs it off to Mickey Walker. He goes long, looking for Dan Hughes. Oh, he's just not able to take the second bite of the cherry there. And we'll get a throw in deep inside the forward 50.
Byron Barry again, gentlemen. How many times does he do it? Hughes looked to swallow that, and he just got there into the nick of time and stuck the fist in, as he always does. Perfect timing.
I don't mind the move of just resting Dan Hughes deep forward either, boys.
Yeah, he's very handy in those situations as he wins that tap out perfectly to Gladman. Quick snap around the corner, wasn't too much success.
Should be, AJ. That's where the ruckman should be.
Well,
not sitting on the pine, they should be resting in the forward line.
Yes, they should, but it depends on your forward line though, Bossy. When you've got guys like Bywater and Paholke, sometimes it can...
They just get in the way.
Yeah, but it is a luxury when someone like a Crode or a Hughes, when Crody is playing, it's just to go and sit in the goal square for 5 minutes.
So Credlin will ball it back in. Bring it back in, I should say, for the Stone Cats. Up towards half-back. Cure and Gladman fly. Good contest applied there by Shannon Gladman. Gets a fist on it to go out of bounds and out of play.
He's been good since he's gone in the midfield, boys. His last 5 minutes, he's got his hands on the ball.
A player that knows that he needs to step up when he does need to step up, and generally does 9 times out of 10 as it's brought back in. Corp does the ruck work. Hallahan really proppy. Managed to get the clearance out towards Walker, who goes wider then to Paholke. Tries to take on Angwin to no success. Umpire said play on, got a handball. Little Gladman trying to bustle his way through. Spills out towards Painter. Handball wasn't great. Walker takes possession of the footy. Quick kick inside 50. Paholke again just manages to find himself alone. Takes a mark right on the 50 line. Sold Wallace some candy. Quick kick play on was... pretty poor on Paholke's standards. That's Lee. We'll go through for a minor score. 5-7-37, plays 7-11-53, 18 gone. At David McFarlane Reserve.
Poor execution, but very smart from Leaper Hulk. He just turned his opponent inside out.
Should have gone the right foot Boonana, I reckon, AJ.
Would have got the crowd up and about, like.
Probably what they need at the moment too, just a little bit of a booster.
Don't they?
That tackle against Miles Paholke, that should have been a free kick easily against Miles Paholke. It was a great tackle by Bailey Angwin. Paholke tried to duck it and got absolutely done like a dinner, in my opinion.
Not really a player you want to take on, Bailey Angwin, pretty strong.
So an opportunity perhaps for Sorrento to get the ball forward, but they can only get it with a hand pass towards attacking 50. Now they get the ball back inside. Can they keep the ball in here to try and... No, it's gone out the full. I was going to say to try and lock it in and try and create some pressure. It's 16 points the margin. 7-11-53 plays 5-7-37.
The last 5 to 8 minutes from Sorrento has been much better, boys. Their tempo and their contested situation around the ball has been spot on.
Next goal is absolutely crucial for right before half-time. Really vital one. They might have an opportunity here if Dan Hughes can load one up. He goes with a short pass and no mark taken. Ball on the ground. The YCW defence will win out. That wasn't a great kick. It's come off the side of the boot. Might have been smothered, in fact. Another good tackle applied. They'll load back up here, Sorrento. Oh, bad hand pass. It evaded Dan Hughes here and the ball's gone towards the line for a boundary throw-in.
I reckon they're probably not mucking around with it as much, AJ. I reckon when we saw them cough it up inside forward 50, inside defensive 50, we saw Leaper Hulke down forward coughing information towards the bench. It looked like he was just, throwing the handball sign out a little bit too much, and they seem to be rushing it inside 50, and we know that the forwards are pretty good, so they're doing some damage now as Mullane, who's been all over that midfield for the Stone Cats, goes outside towards Cahill, couldn't take the mark, under some pressure from Dabrowski, handball over towards Mullane again, just shrugs off the tackle of Gardner over the top to Diaz, who looks up towards half forward, good kick towards Troutbeck, couldn't take the mark, Hutchison all by himself, 45 out, shot at goal. Just pushes it left and will go through for a minor score.
What they did last week was play James Brigden on Billy quickly. He got away in the first quarter, but then Brigden did a pretty good job after that. I think James Brigden, after half-time, will need to go to Blake Mullane through the middle.
Has to be addressed because he is taking the P155 at the moment, is Blake Mullane. As they bring it in back through Stokes, little kick was good to find Zach Burns at half-back. Kick towards Paddy Hall, put him under some pressure. Ciampus, who's got 2 to his name already. Quick kick up towards Murr. Then Mullane goes up towards half-forward and takes a flying shot at goal. And Blake Mullane, the man who has been taking the P155 so far out of the midfield, has kicked it and kicks their 8th. 8-12-60, plays 5-7-37. 21 gone on the scoreboard here at David McFarlane Reserve. AJ, there's a little bit of advice from you, was there, from Miles?
Yeah, no, we gave him the meat tray last week, and he reckons it got rolled.
Got stolen?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bit stiff, isn't it?
It was pretty good looking meat tray though, boys.
Eliza Meats, they provide good meats and have done for a long time, haven't they, Michael?
They are very much so, and our president can vouch for how good the meat tray is. After all, he took one last year.
Well, there's every
Might
chance
have
he
taken
probably...
one last week.
I was about to say, I reckon he probably did last week. Old Nipsey wrapped his laughing
Well,
gear
he was
around
on
that.
a boys' trip, so I might have just floated off.
Yeah, wouldn't put it past him. Old slippery Nipsey in the back there. Don't mind to wrap his laughing gear around some meat.
So we'll have another ball up right in the centre of David McFarlane Reserve. Hughes and Barrett do battle. Barrett's been fantastic for the Stone Cats so far today. Once again, the Stone Cats looks far superior around the ball.
How important was that last goal? Like, Sorrento were attacking there for like 5 minutes, couldn't get a goal on the board. YCW take it down, get a goal, and all of a sudden they got a 5-goal lead again. So crucial.
Parker. Zach Burns, he goes inside forward 50 looking for Bywater. He wants to get back on his right. He just brushes off. He's found Paddy Hall. He's in a bit of trouble.
Ooh, unlucky
We'll
not
get
to
a ball
get
up.
pinged. Lucky to not get pinged, I should say.
That's one thing you'd miss being up around Echuca ways. The meat trays down here. Look.
Oh, there's some good butchers up that way. Vossi, let me give you the tip. Some
Yeah,
good quality Angus up there as Gardner takes a flying shot at goal. Smothered, spills towards Gladman. Good Pressure applied from Goonan. Bywater couldn't pick it up. Hura does for the Stone Cats. High up and under towards half-back. Siampa's trying to put the pressure on King. King just had enough space to take the intercept mark. Wants to wheel and go quickly on the right, back inside 50. Barrett has positioned himself nicely. Baholke flies, got the fist on it, spills to ground. Taken possession there as Fraser was well wrapped up by a couple. Will be a throw up about 25 out from Sharks goal.
Like that was Bywater flying because Polky can't leave the ground.
They both look very similar down there, don't they, with the bald scones? Like I said, it's either a mullet or a bald scone at the moment.
Absolutely.
So Parker now for the Stone Cats. Good handball to find Hall. Quick one towards Paholke, who was under a lot of pressure from a couple. Beringer, nice handball to find Goonan. Looks to come out towards Members' side of the ground. Murr, a bit of work to do against Ryan. Got a little speed though, does Murr. Was quick back on it, but ball will find itself out of bounds and out of play. Defensive side.
You mentioned it a bit earlier, Locke, that the pressure from Frankston YCW around the ball has just been top-notch, and they are causing turnover after turnover for the Sorrento players. And with a few of the guys out, I guess it's their lesser names who are finding it very hard.
They do, and they don't really like pressure. We've seen it before, Sorrento. You know, we've seen it in plenty of grand finals as well, haven't we, Vossi? That a little bit of pressure applied, they start to get a little bit fumbly, and sometimes when you have those injuries, players who aren't used to playing together start to get a little bit vocal and it doesn't work. So half forward here for the Stone Cats. Ball will be brought back into play. Brenton Lambert to do the ruck work for the Stone Cats. Hughes wins decisively as he should have. Fraser goes for one off the ground, only straight into the shins as Cahill goes up towards half forward. Try to pick it up. Lambert couldn't. Not clean. It's a fumbly ball at half forward for the Stone Cats. And Michael Walker for the Sharks will see it out of bounds and out of play for a boundary throw in. Played 24.5 minutes here in the second term. 9-12-66, Frankston YCW play Sharks 5-7-37. So 29-point lead for the Stone Cats. They have been good. Sorrento still hanging around, but this is a pretty good buffer at the moment for the Stone Cats as Goonan tries to shrug off the tackle. Gets a handball towards Lambert. Quick one up towards inside 50. Good fist there by Perich. Spills out the back. Who's on it first? Miles Baholke, the general for the Sharks. Good handball over the top to Dabrowski, who's got some pace. Runs up towards half-back. Quick kick towards a leading Corp. Was good on the wing. Good fist there, Henry Beringer. And the second effort was good to get the tap out towards Painter. Hot on it. Good pressure applied by Mitch Parker. Takes possession of the footy. You're not going to get away from Luke Painter, though. Applies a strong tackle. It'll be a throw up on the far side of the ground here at David McFarlane Reserve centre wing position. Boys,
we talk about the Jones Lupino best on ground at half time. For mine, Blake Mullane leading it by the Flemington Straight.
I don't think anyone is going to touch him for that, AJ.
So YCW looking to go forward with the standing start kick round the corner by Lambert. It was towards half forward. Ball still at half forward, has been knocked over for a boundary throw in. We're 26 minutes into the second quarter. So only a minute or two to go before half time. So 29-point lead. It's a good margin here. The Stone Cats playing some great football. Could be a bit further in front, 21 shots to 12. So haven't been able to put the score on the board so far, but can Sorrento get the crowd back involved in the second half, because they really need to get back into this one. They've got a lot of hard work ahead of them. YCW will load up once again through the agency there at Bailey Angwin. Towards full forward, no mark taken. It was dropped by Luca Goonan. Ball about 30 metres out from the goal. The Stone Cats are attacking, but they'll lose out. Sorrento will clear with a long kick out of defence towards half forward, going back. And the ball evaded everyone. It comes to the back. It's picked up in a short pass, and a mark will be taken out there at half back. YCW looking to load up once again. Going down the line, beautiful kick, mark taken. Now they switch the play towards Lockie Wallace. Had the luxury of having him on the boundary about 3 or 4 times so far as well. It might be
umpire's picked a free kick, has he?
Is he paid?
Blood rule.
I know, okay. So the ball is just the attacking side of centre here for the Stone Cats. And Dylan Robinson just making his way out onto the ground. And yeah, bit of claret to clean up there before going back on. That's a fair mark, that's for sure. So can the Stone Cats get one more before half time? Sorrento have just got to try and hold it. That's poor defence.
Beautiful mark, Josh Butland.
Oh, look, good mark, but where's the defence? He kicked that straight to Butland, who was on his own. There was time to go back and get your man. the player had come off the blood rule. The extra 10 seconds was taken there, boys, and yet Butland still found himself in the clear, and they tried to fix it, but it was too late.
Communication looks to be poor so far too, boys. I mean, we've seen, Paholke and Hughes fly for a mark, both spoil each other. Paholke was filling the hole there, and no one spoke to him that he had Butland behind him. And not a man you want to leave by himself uncontested is Josh Butland, because he'll punish you exactly like that. Right on the half-time siren, kicks their 10th, 10-12-72, plays the Sharks 5-7-37, 28 was played in that second term. And boys, it's a night. Well, we might get back into it.
Correctly. Edith Vale Aspendale 5-11-41, leading Rosebud 4-6-30.
As the third quarter started here at David McFarlane Reserve, Frankston YCW through Blake Mullane once again.
Brigden straight to Mullane. 2 AJ, you called for that after his performance last week.
As they go to look inside forward 50, but a good spoil from Dobrowolski for Sorrento. Miles Paholke trying to butter up. He's not able to get the ball. Cahill goes inside forward 50 looking for steal. Daniel Grant has gone back as well, Lock.
You swear you're a Sorrento boy, AJ, the way the moves have been made.
Who would have thought? As Grant, he looks to Marcus Gardner, risky kick. They're going to turn the ball over here, Sorrento. Lambert, quick kick. But Daniel Grant is able to take a relieving mark, but he has the ball spoiled. And YCW have kicked another goal here. They move on to 10-12-72. And Sorrento are trailing 5-7-37. They've just been far superior today, Lock.
That was a hurtful one, wasn't it, AJ? They needed to register the first goal to be much of a sniff here, the Sharks. And, well, it's been the story of the afternoon. It was a cough-up that cost them the goal, which is extremely disappointing for the Sharks.
It's not often you see Daniel Grant make a mistake, but 2 in 5 seconds, very costly. You go, Lock. You're back, mate.
Back in the middle. So it's a little one over the top towards Brigden now for the Sharks, who, as AJ said, need to be moved towards Mullane. Spills out towards centre half forward for the Stone Cats. It'll be a throw up.
Fossey's made his way back in after inhaling a couple of hot dogs. I reckon he's going to pull out a couple of... Oh, here it is, the Mars bar.
All over it, Michael Voss. He does get fond of a little chocky bar every now and then at half-time, don't you, Michael? You're a bad man. So centre half forward here for the Stone Cats. It will be a throw up. It'll be Zach Barrett and Dan Hughes to do the ruck work. No decisive tap out. Spills to ground. Miles Paholke has to be really good if Sorrento are any chance. Handball towards Mitch Allahan was pretty poor, and Barrett can whack it on the boot towards the top of the goal square. Troutbeck, good early body work on Michael Walker. That's a mismatch. Troutbeck takes the mark, 25-degree angle, 15 out in front, and I reckon... Actually, no, I'm not going to do a Michael Voss. I nearly went the early crow if he kicks it. If he kicks it...
Bossy's giving some hand signals because he can't speak at the moment. He's got a gob full of Mars bar.
Caramel hanging off his chin. So Troutbeck, right side for a right footer, should stroll in and kick Frankston YCW's 11th, and does with ease and grace. 11-12-78, plays the Sharks 5-7-37. It is a 41-point ball game here at David McFarlane Reserve. We've played 3 minutes in the third term. And YC have gone bang, bang, and really put a fork or knife, whatever you want to use, into the back of Sorrento Sharks. As Gardner limps off looking quite ginger.
That's his brother, the physio too, so...
Telling him to toughen up and get back on. So, as I said, 3.5 minutes, the third term played so far. Sorrento needed to kick the first few early ones, but unfortunately for them, it has been YCW have gone bang, bang very quickly. This is where Sorrento need to get on top of the game if they're any chance, and that's the midfield. Hughes decisively down towards Miles Paholke. Got a handball away, was under some pressure from Luca Goonan, and managed to cop one around the chops, did Miles Paholke, so it'll be a free kick to him. Wants to wheel and go long on the right foot. Byron Barry drifting in from behind. Up goes Bywater, couldn't take it. Spills to Grand Corp, flying head. Ball wasn't too crash shot. Went as far as Dylan Robin, who gave a quick one towards Credlin, who goes quickly again towards half-back, finds Barrett. Wants to go quickly now, do the Stone Cats. Little kick up from England was poor, though, and Fraser will take a defensive mark for the Sharks. Inside towards Mitch Allahan, who goes for a running handball towards Silver Fox. Daniel Grant, little one over the top, was good towards centre half forward. Corp absolutely pooed himself. Went for a mark, ducked his head, shat them. Little one over the top towards Rowan Steele was poor. Spills the ground. Butland tries to lay some pressure. Perrick now for the Sharks. Daniel Grant again up towards half forward. Tackle applied on Harry Beringer by Rourke Fisher, and the umpires found a free kick for a dangerous tackle, so free kick will go to Henry Beringer. So YC can load up again. Quick one out towards the wing, wasn't great towards Mullane, but it spills over the back beautifully for Lambert, who's got some foot base. Little one up towards inside 50, just over the top of Troutbeck. Spills out the back to Rowan Steele, left foot snap, kicks it. The Stone Cats are gone bang again, and Rowan Steele, Christian Ciampus, the small forwards are just absolutely tearing the Sharks apart, gentlemen.
Yeah, you're correct there. Like the Stone Cats are making Sorrento look like a bottom three side here today. It's been far too easy for them.
They're not coming back from here, surely.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm surprised that Rourke Fisher hasn't gone down back either, but
I don't think it makes a difference.
I think he should have gone down back to start, to be honest, just using his left foot. But it is what it is, as we can see that the ball just bouncing around. Frankston YCW looking to go inside forward 50 once again. Strong tackle by Butland. We'll get a throw up.
This is where we need an answer from Sorrento. This, you know, in the past few years, when they get to kind of this margin, they drop their heads and they fall apart, and it just gets worse and worse. So we really need to keep them going and see them going strong. But right on cue do the Stone Cats in Darcy Murr. Take a mark 40 degrees, or 40 metres out, directly in front, I should say.
Yeah.
Fourth goal in 6 minutes to start the quarter, boys. Fourth goal in 6 minutes if he kicks this.
And you're looking around out there, boys, and the Sorrento players are just putting their head down or they're throwing their head back when it's not going their way. So, and you can see Mitch Allahan just limping off as well, and just to make matters worse.
Yeah, his day's done. So Darcy Murr will stroll in from 45 out, pushes it right. We'll go through for a minor score. So as I said, we really need to see Sorrento lift on this occasion. We can't see them drop their heads. We know that they can do it and they will do it. But they need to answer, at least make this a respectable game. As Michael Walker goes for a long bomb to bring the ball back in. Spills over the back. Dan Hughes does the roving, was good. Handball to Zach Burns, well smothered. Lachlan Wallace spills to Luca Goonan for the Stone Cats. Shrugged a couple. Little kick up towards centre half forward, was good towards Wallace. Couldn't take the mark. Hughes comes in, does the roving. Little no-looker handball was good towards Zach Burns, who can look up towards half forward. Finds Corp on a strong presentation. Wheels onto the right foot towards Baholke. Got a couple to beat. Good fist Henry Beringer. But you can't leave that man down by himself. And Curtis Bywater spills to him now. Tight little angle. Goes for a dribbler. But Henry Beringer, who was the man that left him by himself, was right on the goal line to punch it through for a minor score.
Just going back to when talking about Rourke Fisher, boys, I think he just looks lost at the moment when he's got Corp next to him and you've got another two foils behind him. I think he needs to either come up and play at centre half back, especially with Nick Marston out. He could be that general down back, and he's done that role before.
Don't disagree, AJ. I've never seen him as a forward. I've known him since he was about 11 years old, and he's always been a defender and a very good one at that. So I can't disagree with you, mate.
Oh, especially when James Brignon's gone into the middle. You lose some more leadership from down back as well. But Sorrento are going to be able to repel a attacking foray for the Stone Cats, but it looks like they're going to turn it over. But we'll get a throw in after a swinging arm a little bit. But Ethan King, he's made a few mistakes today, but he's fought hard.
He has. He's been probably the one defender that's given that 110%. Although he's cost a few, he's done his best to try and butter up.
Hughes, Troutbeck doing the ruck work. Hughes getting the tap out, but it falls into Troutbeck's lap. It's inside forward 50 for the Stone Cats once again. James Brigden after it. There's about 4 Stone Cats chasing after him. His handball's pretty poor to Nathan Ryan, who's going to win a free kick for a sling tackle. They've paid it holding the man. Downfield, Brigden will get the free kick. He's looking inside. There's nothing there. He's going to have to go long. Looking for that man we were speaking of in Nick Corp. Great spoil from Byron Barry there. Once again,
Done it all day.
we talk about generals lockdown back, and he is probably the best general there is.
GOAT, I'd imagine. GOAT. Does it day in, day out, and has done it all day this afternoon, and really hasn't given Sorrento a good look in.
Boundary throw in, just outside the forward 50 for Sorrento here, going towards the Bowls club end. Luca Goonan, he gets a quick handball. Zach Burns, he escorts it over the line. We'll get another throw in. It's made its way up a little bit closer to the Frankston Stonecats forward line. Not too much.
So the Stonecats with 3 goals to start the third quarter inside 10 minutes. They're turning on the power in this third quarter, and Sorrento have got to find a way of trying to match them.
Ooh.
Otherwise, this game is done. Ball at attacking 50. Gladman a hand pass. Brigden on the left foot, a high kick goes the ball in towards the forward pocket. Ball knocked away by BJ Credlin and over the line for a behind. 5-7-30, 17s into 5-8-38 plays 12-14-86. Margin is 8 goals. Here at the McFarlane Reserve, a short pass. Mark's been taken. They can play on here. YCW, they come down the broadcast side. I think that was Wallace with the high kick. It's going to stay just inside the field of play. Is that a mark?
It is.
That looked like it was going out of bounds from the full for sure.
I'm not sure what Daniel Grant's complaining about there. He should have gone for the ball. It didn't go out.
Short pass to Hutchison. Back a hand pass to Butland. Now a quick kick. He was looking there for Luca Goonan, but it goes over his head. It's taken by Paholke. Miles to centre half forward goes the kick. Mark taken by Berringer. He goes in short. They can go here, the Stonecats. They go out towards the half forward line. They get it and go. Now Goonan runs to 40. He's gone. He tried to do too much there, Luca Goonan. I think he thought of that hip and shoulder the other Dan Hughes about 4 minutes ago. He thought, well, I can take on anyone. If I can take on you, I can take on anyone. And he thought about it and he paid the price. So holding the ball decision. And Sorrento to clear from half back.
Through Stokes up towards the wing position. Was a poor kick, and once again, and it has happened all day, I was going to mention it, but the YCW's defence has been so strong aerially, and they just keep intercepting after intercept. So it is incredibly impressive the way they've been able to perform against such a strong forward line so far this afternoon. The Stonecats, and Murr just goes long inside 50, hopes for a mark. Hughes flies for Sorrento, couldn't take it, spills to ground. Brigden now can run towards defensive 50, long clear and kick up towards half forward. Paholke goes for the 1-2, couldn't bring it to ground. Hura was holding him without it. Umpire gave the free kick, wants to move it quickly towards Bywater against Berringer and takes a good strong mark. Just got goal side of Berringer then, and it was a lovely weighted kick there from Lee Paholke. So Curtis Bywater takes a mark right at the tip of the goal square. And it should be as easy as you like for Curtis Bywater. So that was a much better transition. Just got to move it quick. Luca Goonan looks to be in a bit of pain here on the boundary line, gentlemen.
I reckon he's popped his shoulder out here.
Never pleasant. So Bywater, as I said, top of the goal square. Easy as you like. Kicks there 6-8-44. Plays the Stonecats 12-14-86. 12 and a half gone in this third quarter. A little one that they, well, pretty safe to say needed, I'd imagine, Vossi.
Yep, they definitely did do that. But, yeah, no, look, that's much needed for Sorrento, but they still need a few more yet, and they've got to try and get this crowd involved. How quiet is it here, boys?
Well,
I know,
as it would be when you're 7 goals down.
I know. But even when YCW's been kicking goals, we haven't heard too much. I'm just saying we've got to try and get the crowd involved down here.
I said that at the start of the broadcast that it's completely different when you're playing a side like Dramana last week and it's a close rival. The ground's packed, but when you're playing, someone, and it's not the fact that. It's not that far away like Frankston, but it just doesn't have that same sort of atmosphere.
It's strange. YCW lost to Dramana lose to Sorrento, and it's funny how it goes, but YCW have come with the right attitude today. Sorrento haven't, and YCW are absolutely kicking goals because of it. They go towards half forward, ball knocked back. Going to pick up the ball there on that occasion was Jake Millwood. The umpire says throw it back into play. Right in front of the cricket nets here at the Sorrento Oval, the David McFarlane Reserve. It is a 42-point lead in favour of the Stonecats. It's 2 words today, the Stonecats. They are on absolute roll here at the moment. Can Sorrento kick a couple in a row just to maybe try and ask
Good
a couple
mark.
of questions? That's a good mark by Corp. He's got a one-out contest in the goal square. He goes to Paholke. He'll get it, lead Paholke. Well, will he? No, bounces. Oh, no, unlucky. It bounced away from him. I thought he was going to get that for sure, but it just didn't bounce kindly there, AJ.
No, he was looking for a free kick there, was Lee.
He's complained twice now. Lee just needs to worry about winning that one-on-one contest.
What I was going to say, boys, is the fact that when we're talking about Sorrento, we're looking for a crazy ball, but they've done it out of their back line, which they can't do. They can afford to do it when they go inside forward 50, but we can see Nick Corp's marking ability, but they just haven't put it out in front of him at all today, up on the wings or coming through centre half forward, and it's really broken down.
They need to drop their eyes a little bit. They've played a lot of, like you said, chaos ball out of half back, and it's cost them a lot because YCW are lapping it up. When you got the likes of Byron Barry and the like, as right on cue, Sorrento try that chaos ball out of defence, and it finds Dylan Robin and quickly to Rowan Steele, who's already got 3 to his name. Takes a mark, 35 out directly in front. But you're right, AJ. They haven't lowered their eyes. They're a very skillful side. And, we spoke about them being probably a leg slower than what YCW are. You got to use those skills, and they're just really not. And when they've got a half-back line like they do, YCW, they will intercept as long as they like. As Rowan Steele strolls in directly in front. Not a great kick off the boot. But it doesn't matter because he's slotted it straight through the middle. 13-14-92 plays the Sharks, 6-9-45, 16 gone here at David McFarlane Reserve, and geez, hasn't this fizzed out?
I'll tell you what, Vossi, I should have done the reverse psychology once again.
Yeah, well,
Me tipping him this week certainly hasn't helped.
I wasn't expecting this today, but I said YCW would win. I didn't think they'd win be in front by this. I should say they haven't won yet, but be in front by this at the moment. 47 points is the margin. Ball back to the middle. Hughes tackled by Berringer.
You had the perfect opportunity to say that they're home, and normally you're pretty good at the early crow, but when really the early crow is probably necessary, you avoided the situation.
Oh, look. See what the stroke's done to me, Lock? It's changed me.
Yeah, righty-o, Michael. Didn't change it 2 quarters ago.
There's an opportunity for Angwin. He goes with the right foot kick towards full forward. It's off target, though, and through from behind. So the margin is 8 goals. 13-15-93. The Sharks 6-9-45. And we are 3 minutes away from time on in the third quarter here at the McFarlane Reserve. Craig, have we got some score updates from around the grounds? I know Mornington and Chelsea were tightening up. There was only a goal of difference at half-time.
Yeah, we'll just quickly go to Division 2 and the current scores. Chelsea have hit the front at Mornington, up by 1 point, 56-55. Crib Point 57, Tyab 51. 1 point at Somerville 55, Devon Meadows 54. And it's 7 points at Coringal. 59 to 51, 8 points. Pearsdale 57, Hastings 20, Langwarrin 94, Rye 57. And quickly in Div 1, the score update there. Red Hill and Pines tied at 49 all. Mount Eliza 60, Dramana 34. Rosebud 32, EDS 55. And Frankston Bombers have kicked away over Bomb Beach 85-46.
So, AJ, we've got 3 games in Division 2, a goal or under at the moment.
Yeah, cracking Div 2 round it is, Vossi, as Miles Paholke's marked inside forward 50. The Bomb Beach margin to Frankston Bombers will help Sorrento because they were a game clear. If Bomb Beach had got up, it would have sent some shivers through Sorrento. They would have dropped to 5th with their percentage, but taking a hit today. But it's interesting how a number of these Division 1 clubs, like you said, they're beating Dramanas, they're beating other people, but it's just a merry-go-round at the moment, Vossi.
Anyone can beat anyone on any given day at the moment, Lock.
It's certainly interesting, isn't it? It's not a bad thing, gentlemen. We like to see the consistency through the game, and it's nice to be, a handful of rounds in plus to not be able to know who's going to win it.
I think we've pretty much seen every top 6 contender so far this season. And for mine, Frankston, YCW and Mount Eliza clear 2 favourites.
YCW have certainly produced plenty this week. There's no questioning that as it goes inside 50 for the Stone Cats. Taking possession of the footy, Dabrowski tried to shrug off a few, couldn't. It'll be a throw up, 25 round from Stone Cats goal.
No, this is a statement from the Stone Cats today, isn't it? So
Absolutely.
Certainly at Sorrento, it's a very hard task. Even if Sorrento aren't playing their best footy, you still find it hard to beat them. Matt David McFarlane reserve as it's brought back up. Another stacks on the mill. This time probably 15 out from goal.
Now, we heard that Crib Point tie-up score. It was a goal the difference, and I think Mornington-Chelsea was maybe a point the difference or something in that game.
So Brigden with a big fist out towards the boundary line. That'll be the result. So Crib Point lead the Yabbies by a goal on the Premier Home scoreboard. Crib Point 57 plays the Yabbies 51, Vossi. So plenty of good football being played out through Division 2. There's no questioning that. Brought back into play now. Hughes to do the ruck work against Troutbeck. Troutbeck wins it. Wasn't decisive. Lambert in a one-on-one with Parker. No decisive winner. Hughes tries to come in to assist. Gets a little left hoof on towards the middle of the field. Barrett just tries to thump it forward. Caught red at best. Little handball was good to Gardner, who fumbled. Caught one around the chops there from Barrett. And it'll be a free kick right in the centre circle. He wants to take off, but Wallace was smart, held on to him. Good handball to Gladman. Goes for a short one towards centre half forward. Is poor on his standard. And Luke Painter swallows it at centre-half back. Cannot advance past the forward 50 at the moment, the Sharks. They've been all over him. Good fist there, Daniel Hughes.
I reckon Daniel Hughes has been one of Sorrento's best today, boys. He has slogged his absolute guts out in the ruck, and he's been fantastic.
110% every week. You know you get that from Dan Hughes. You're not wrong, AJ. He's been really good. Probably made to look a little bit worse because of the quality of YCW's midfield this afternoon. Brought back into play. Hughes tries to go with that. Couldn't. Troutbeck got his kick smothered. Taken there by Shannon Gladman, or was it Mitch Barker? Gladman it was. And a little bit of unfair treatment there from Troutbeck. Free kick will go to Gladman. As the Silver Fox tries to come in and remonstrate. Probably not the man that I'd expect to be coming in and remonstrating. 50 metres though for a little bit of treatment there from Blake Mullane. So Sorrento can advance to half forward. A little bit of that going on there.
Geelong up by 26 points, boys.
So Gladman now will wheel onto the right foot from 45. Goes for the top of the square. Paholke v Millwood. Millwood gets the fist on it, spills to ground. Beringer, little bit of a fumble, but did well to butter it back up. Little one over the top was good to find Rowan Steele, who can stroll his way outside a defensive 50 with ease. Looks up towards centre wing position. Brigden v Butlin. Brigden will get there first. Good fist, Butlin. Spills to ground. Jackson wheels onto the right. High up and under towards centre half forward. YC with all the numbers. Mullane was one of those. They've got numbers streaming forward. Shrugs the tackle. Decides he'll try and do it himself.
Poor.
Pushes it right through for a minor score.
That was poor Lock. He had 3 blokes out here all alone. He only had to just chip the ball over, and it was a certain goal. Although they're up, they won't be happy with that Frankston YCW.
Pretty average. Don't disagree. Doesn't need to do much more to get best on the field. He can smell that Eliza meets meat tray, I suggest. So brought back into play from Daniel Grant now. It was a good chiseler to find Ryan, who wants to move it quickly to Stokes, the young fella. Been pretty good by foot, but no, not on that occasion. Early Mosdim. Lambert looks towards centre half forward. Hutchison, good fist on it there from King, who's been a trier all afternoon. Hutchison, the prize of pressure, gets back on it. Stacks on the mill at centre half forward for the Stone Cats. Will be a throw up.
Boys, I haven't seen Sorrento this poor and out of the contest. Yeah, if not in the last few years, but if not ever. To be honest, they've just looked absolutely shocked and blown away.
So poor by foot as well, AJ, is what we rarely see. Mullane to Steele, bodied off the footy well by Grant. Handballed towards Dabrowski was good, but put him under a bit of pressure. Good tackle applied. Josh Butland will be a throw up again, 45 out from Stone Cats goal. So we played 23 and a half minutes. 6-10, the Sorrento Sharks to Frankston YCW 13-16, 94. Brought back up, tried to bustle his way through. Hutchison couldn't. Now Butlin diving on the footy. Kick off the ground from Daniel Grant was good up towards Gardner at centre half back. Wallace so strong in the contest. Good tackle. Spills towards Burns. Now Corb. Now Gladman in the middle of the ground. Wants to wheel on the right. Was a good one. Little over the top towards Gardner. Wants to move it quickly again inside 50. They got the numbers here, the Sharks. Bywater, good contest. Byron Barry tries to apply the pressure. Paholke in from the side. Picks it up. But you aren't getting away from that man, Byron Barry, with a strong tackle. Umpire said he might have clipped him around the chop, so it'll be a free kick right on the 50 line for Miles Baholke. Doesn't back himself for the distance, looking for options. Just going to sit it up high to the top of the square. It's a wobbler, but it works perfectly to Daniel Hughes, who comes out and takes a mark. Right on the tip of the goal square. Ugly, but it worked just somehow.
He deserves to kick a goal today, Dan Hughes.
Has been good. You mentioned it just before, AJ. He's been trying all afternoon. And Luca Goonan again, gentlemen, coming off with that sore shoulder. He's visibly pretty disappointed, so might be in a bit of trouble, which is disappointing for the young man.
Well, and if he is sore, that's the best place for him to be, not out in the ground at the moment. They've got the game and they're keeping it at the moment, Lock.
Not much point wasting his time, that's for sure, as Hughes just goes in and kicks the consolation goal for the Sharks. Kicks their 7th, 7-10-52. Plays the Stone Cats 13-16-94, 25 gone. Here at David McFarlane Reserve. Still a beautiful afternoon for football, there's no questioning that. Toe Punch Shield, pleasure to be here.
Fossey, I will actually agree with you now. It's freezing. But I've agreed with you at 3:50, not at 1:30 in the Arvo.
Well,
the shade's just slowly coming in over the pine trees behind us, Michael.
Yeah, well, I've got to say it is quite nipply down here, and
I'll go with it again, Vossi. It's cold as a mother-in-law's kiss.
Oh wow!
What do you say? Something about your mother-in-law, eh? Or
that's the running joke that we got between my father-in-law and I. We always say it to any of us, to anyone in the family.
Okay, we're almost at three-quarter time.
Didn't like it, Michael?
No, I just focusing back on the football, Lock.
Oh yeah, you're good at that.
42 points. Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm here for.
It's only because Hawks aren't playing, isn't it?
Oh well, you could say that. 42 points is a margin in favour of the Stone Cats. And you got your man out of the side, Jack Madsen, have you? You got him out?
Yes, thank the Lord, Michael. He's out.
2. Red Hill 61, Pines 55, and Mount Eliza 61, Dramana 43. As we go back to AJ King.
As we get a start to the fourth quarter. Haven't moved much. We'll get a secondary ball up.
What about that Summerall Devon score, AJ?
Hughes wins the tap out. Doesn't go far. He butters up with a aggressive tackle. Patrick Hall. Shannon Gladman. He exits the stoppage going inside forward 50 and he's found Rourke Fisher, who will line up for this 8th goal for the Sorrento Sharks.
Still looks like there's plenty of intent, AJ. I mean, they dropped their heads throughout the middle of that third quarter, but just the way we saw the body language then when Rourke Fisher took that mark, they all looked to point at their goals quickly and looked excited. So if they go back and kick this, it'll be quite interesting, as Fisher set sail from 45 was a poor kick.
He was never going to kick that. If you watched his run-up,
it was ugly.
He went the Ben Brown 30-metre run-up and he stopped and started 5 times.
Yeah, it didn't look too crash out, no questioning that.
Goals can be scored on this ground, as I think you're trying to say there, Lock, and they certainly can be, but that wasn't the greatest of efforts to get them started in this last quarter. If they were to have any chance, they needed to score that one right there and right then. Boundary umpire to throw the ball back into play. 50 metres out from the Sorrento goal, going to the Portsy end of the ground in this the last quarter. Knocked down by Hughes. Quick kick inside, attacking 50. Stringer at the back of the pack. Couldn't take the mark. What did I call
you going,
it?
Jake Stringer?
I'd call him Jake Stringer. What did I call it? Bywater. Why did I call him Stringer? I don't know why I did that, but anyhow. Long kick forward for Sorrento towards attacking 50. Inside attacking 50. In actual fact, not even close, is it?
Guy Stringer back for the Sharks, is he?
Curtis the King Bywater. That's who it is.
We're going 25 for the parcel.
Sorry? Oh, I tell you, look, I had a brain fart there, Sus, all right?
So Bailey Angwin now for the Stonecats, looks to bring it back for the Stonecats, doesn't. Hughes intercepts, good little handball towards Dabrowski. His kick was poor though, double fister coming from Barrett, should have taken the mark. Spills towards Mullane, handball to Hutchison was good. Whacks it on the boot quickly, didn't really look, and James Brigden will swallow it. Wants to move it quickly, as they should do. That kick was poor though. Again, Vossi with a 9-iron. Goes out towards half back for the Sharks. Good strong tackle applied there. Troutbeck spills towards Jackson, handball over the top to Moore was good. Goes back towards Cahill. Little kick inside was clean and found his teammate there in Josh Butland beautifully. Well done, Cahill. Applied the pressure, managed to butter up in a beautiful vision.
That kick from Brigden out there, it went right off the side of the boot, which enabled his YCW opponent to get into the contest, which has enabled this shot at goal to take place. It was a poor kick by a guy who's a better kick than that.
It's an execution game this so far, and YC have executed, Sorrento haven't, AJ.
The pressure on the disposal of Sorrento today, and what Stonecats have been able to do has been fantastic, and that's why they're 50 points down at the moment.
That's the nail in the coffin, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
It wasn't over before, it certainly is now, and I reckon I've got him in for 3, and I reckon he might have actually kicked 4, Butland. I think he might have.
Not too sure, Vossi. You're the stats man.
I missed the first one of the third quarter. I think it might have been him that got that, but that's all right. I'll put him down for 4 because I am missing one.
I reckon you might be right, actually.
14, 16, 100 plays 7, 11, 53. The margin is 47 points in favour of the Stonecats. A very good day for them, and another big game next week, isn't it? Another massive game in Division 1. They just keep coming in there, don't they?
Absolutely. As Dan Hughes takes the ball out of the ruck, he gets a quick kick forward. Zach Burns off the pack. He gets a quick kick up to Lee Paholke, who's been blanketed pretty well after his first quarter. YCW able to move the ball outside their defensive 50, and we'll get a throw in on the right half forward flank for the Sorrento Sharks here. Batcherworld and Mornington, match of the day. YCW leading by 47 points.
So
Boundary umpire throws it in. Lockie Kelly.
It'll be Barrett and Hughes to do the ruck work. It's been a great battle all afternoon, AJ. Certainly no decisive winner, that's for sure. Blake Mullane, though, he's made probably Hughes look a little bit worse than what he has been, as Wallace now goes up towards half forward. Good strong jukes there, Josh Butland. Right in front of the scoreboard here. Wants to wheel quickly onto the right, does so. And a good kick finds Rowan Steele at half forward. Again will wheel onto the right foot, and Troutbeck has a clear leading path. Takes a beautiful mark, and that was as easy as you like from the Stonecats from half back. Didn't even look like defending once there, Sorrento. And they have just carved them up by foot, the Stonecats. Quite the opposite of what the Sharks have been able to do this afternoon. They've been so clean by foot.
Just looking down, boys. There's no laces on those footy boots of Lambert.
It's just a slip-on arrangement.
Yeah.
Makes it easy if you don't know how to tie your shoelaces, that's for sure, as Troutbeck goes back and slots there 15th, 15, 16, 106. Plays the Sharks 7, 11, 53, 5.5 gone.
I'm going to pose a question to you, Vossi. We've seen Sorrento now against Dramana, Frankston, YCW and Rosebud. They were good against Dramana and Rosebud, and they have been absolutely beaten up by the 3 teams in Mount Eliza, YCW and Bomb Beach. Where are they at?
Well, they're at not a very nice place at the moment, but they're missing still 2 or 3 of their best. So they're still missing a few, but they're behind the 8 ball, I think, is your answer at the moment, in a massive way.
Their best still, there's still a lot of quality out there, and they're the ones that have been making mistakes as well. So, look, I haven't watched a lot of footy, as I said, this year, but YC certainly look to be a much better side than what they've been as they go inside 50 again. The Stonecats, Jackson in a foot race with Walker. Wins that one, does Jackson, but strong tackle pressure applied by the Sorrento Sharks. Spills out the back towards Blake Mullane, who goes towards the top of the goal square. 1-on-1, Perrick and Troutbeck. Perrick wins that one. Handball was spoiled, though, by Diaz. Little handball to no avail. Finds Butland, but he found about 3 opponents who wrapped him up pretty quick, and it'll be a throw up 40 out directly in front.
How good has YCW been utilising the bench? Like we've seen Kyle Hutchison go through there a number of times. Lockie Wallace has gone through there. Byron Barry's even gone through there. They're better players have just gone through through there, and they're giving the other blokes a chance, and they're filling the void.
They have been super with their rotations, and the rotations have been really good between bench and half forward midfield, I find, as well. Like Mullane obviously is absolutely dominating through the guts and clearances, but he goes to half forward and he creates another option, and he's been dangerous. And Steer with a flying kick off the ground as he kicked it. I reckon he has, gentlemen. And that was a beautiful little sausage stolen there by Rowan Steele, who goes on to kick his 5th of the afternoon. Their small forwards have been all over them like cheap suits. Kicks there 16, 16, 16, 112 to Sorrento's 7, 11, 53. Rowan Steele adds his 5th. And that was a beautiful little Cristiano Ronaldo-esque sausage.
I think this game has separated the pack again, Michael Voss. For mine, I think it's, as I said, I think it's Stonecats, Mount Eliza. Down a rung, probably just there is Dramana.
Kyle Hudson's just standing here and just enjoying the fact that they're not having to do too much at the moment.
And then I think Sorrento and Bomb Beach and then
the crunch games keep coming, Kyle. The crunch games keep coming, that is for sure. They certainly do. Every week is the answer, and they certainly do. But the margin here is 65 points. In fact, it's 59 points. Just gone back. So 16-16 to 7-11 by the look of that on the scoreboard at the moment. So 59 points is the margin in favour of YCW. Umpire says ball it up. Yeah, look, when Mitch goes off the ground, when Mitch Callan goes off, when James isn't playing and Nick Wood's not playing, there's a few that aren't playing, but look, they've been shown how to play really intensive football for 4 quarters. They came back in the second quarter, but that sort of 5 or 6 minutes, they dominated. They could have got the margin back to 2 goals. YCW kicked a couple of late ones, got it up to 5 goals, and all of a sudden, that margin has just never been the same for both sides. Ball inside the attacking 50, and the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up.
Yes, they've got a few players out though, Vossi, but they've still got some pretty good names out in the park, and playing at home, you expect a much better performance than this.
Yeah, definitely. Long kick down the line. It's going to be taken away here by Butland, and he got tackled. It's picked up now by Paholke. Miles it was, goes in short. Mark has been taken. They can play on with a high kick towards Lee Paholke. He tried to use his hands, not to be. Ball on the ground. A chance there for Bywater. Still, no, he lost control of the ball now. YCW looking to try and run the ball through. Well, they're not even going to concede points. They're just going to happy to run it out. And they go with a high kick out towards the wing, and the ball goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the margin's 59 points. It is YCW well in control. And Craigo, the close games. What are the close games happening around the peninsula at the moment in Division 1 and Division 2?
In Division 2, Mornington 76, Chelsea 71, Tyab 64, Crib Point 57, Devon Meadows 88, Somerville 67, Seaford 84, Coringal 67. And in Division 1, I'll quickly bring those games up for you. Red Hill 61, Pines 56, Mount Eliza 61, Dramana 50. And the other 2 games, EDS 62, Rosebud 44, Frankston Bombers 98, Bomb Beach 54.
As Sorrento look to go inside forward 50, Fraser's just pushed off the ball. They've turned it over here though, YCW, Dabrowski, Paholke. He goes with a high long ball inside forward 50, puts on the head of Bywater against the couple. He can't mark. And Lee Paholke's giving away a free kick.
Not too impressed with the umpires, Lee Paholke this afternoon,
Never
safe
is.
to say. So goes up towards half-back now to the Stonecats. Diaz, little short one, and Wallace made him work for it. Good smother, Mickey Walker. He's also a trier and has been today for the Sharks. Lockie Wallace, though, you know when he makes a mistake, he's going to butter it up pretty quick. And he did exactly that and pings Michael Walker holding the ball at half-back for the Stonecats. So Wallace plays on, looks out towards wing position. Beautiful kick, finds Painter. Whether it was meant or not, I'm not too sure, but it worked. Painter wants to wheel onto the right and go quick. Steele, who's already got 5 to his name, takes a mark just inside 50, tight on the boundary line. Couple of options inside, but you know what? He's got 5 next to his name. Why don't we try and add a 6th, he says. He'll take a good kick. Got some good camera action right here too, gentlemen. So we ride this kick from the camera. Rowan Steele will kick from about 48, decides to wheel around an arch on the right foot, sets it sail. It looks pretty good. It looks fantastic. Rowan Steele adds his 6, if you don't mind, and adds Frankston YCW 17th, 17-16, 118 to the Sharks, 7-11-53, 12.5 gone. Rowan Steele has had a day out, and boys, in this second half, he's asking some questions of Blake Mullane. Do you really deserve that meat tray? Pretty hard to...
I would be going Rowan Steele right now.
Pretty hard to not give it a bloke that's kicked 6.
Wow, we look at it though.
How's he get it?
Bailey Fritsch didn't win a norm. King 6, did he?
Oh, well, this is true. Just had to throw in a Melbourne comment, didn't you, AJ?
Absolutely. Blake Mullane's been sensational all day. I'll leave it up to you, Locke. You're down for the...
That's a big call.
For the day.
So Lambert outside, inside 50. Butland against Brigden, shrugged the tackle well. Little handball outside was good towards Cahill. Sold some candy around Dabrowski. Left foot smothered well by Brigden. Spills towards Butland. Handball over the top was good towards Lambert. Swings onto the right, top of the goal square. Over the top of Walker's head. Jackson doing a one-on-one battle. Got smacked in the contest. Umpire said play on. Thought he caught one around the chops, but it'll be a throw up about 20 out directly in front.
Boys, why don't I just take the headset off here and just pass it out? And we've got Blake Mullane just standing here. We'll ask him, do you reckon he should win the best on ground?
Nah, Steely.
'I'm going for you.
Oh, put me in.
17-17, 119. The Stone Cats plays the Sharks, 7-11-53. 14 gone.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice juicy meat tray just behind here. Thanks to Eliza Meats.
It'll be interesting to see who does get it, gentlemen, as Grant goes up towards centre half back, spills over the back towards Fisher. No look, a handball was good to find Mitch Barker. Now the Sharks through the middle. Good handball on that occasion, finds Fraser. Wants to look up towards centre half forward. Kick wasn't clean, it's a grubber. Up towards the Stone Cats defenders in Byron Barry and Zach Barrett doing it very, very cleanly. Up towards Hutchison now in the middle of the ground. Gets a kick off the ground. No advantage. Walker and Jackson both put their head over the footy. Walker takes possession, wrapped up quickly by Jackson and Hutchison.
He's been good today, Mickey Walker. He's tried his guts out for the Sorrento Sharks. My big concern with Sorrento is that they don't have a big key back. The opposition have always got someone that's kicking goals against them. Nick Marston plays centre half back, but he's more of an attacking centre half back. So Luke Brigden has done the job. He's out at the moment, so that's why I'm a little bit surprised that Rourke Fisher hasn't gone down back today.
You said it earlier, and it's pretty easy to see that Rourke probably doesn't fit into that forward line. Looks lost, and they need that defender, and they have done today, so he's probably the man. And it still hasn't been made a move, though, as Sorrento looked to run it out of half-back. Through Paholke, good tackle applied by McKenna Hura, goes back towards Ryan, now Grant. Geez, they've been soft with it all day. Sorrento spills towards the Ampus. Little dribbler at goal was good. With a little soccer celebration, if you don't mind. Christian Ciampus adds his third. And that is 9 between those two small forwards this afternoon for the Stone Cats. 18-17, 125, plays 7-11-53. And this has just become an absolute onslaught.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, boys, but I have not seen Sorrento so poor with their disposal as I have today.
It's been terrible.
The way they've tried to exit their defensive 50, they were good early. They hit up Lee Paholke, but he's been out a number of times forward, and they have not found him. They've just hacked the ball. They've just been lost.
And Paholke's kicked 4 of their 7 as well. It's been a disappointing display by the Sorrows, and this will be, 3 out of 4 for the Sorrows that they've gone down in after winning last week but losing the previous 2. Mullane, a hand pass over the top. They're going for 20 here, are they? They've got 18, they want another 2. Here's an opportunity for a hand pass by Lambert, a high one, but it's taken away by Grant. Daniel Grant goes in short. He's looking for Miles Paholke, who's got him now. He can get it and go. He runs through the middle of McFarlane Reserve. He goes towards half forward. And a good tackle applied, or is it? No, the umpire said that is an illegal tackle, so that is
held on to him too long there, Michael.
A free kick to Lee Paholke for holding the man.
There's 3 players out there this afternoon, gentlemen, for Sorrento. Dan Hughes, Miles Paholke, and Michael Walker. If they weren't out on the park, I reckon they'd be down by 100.
So, Lee Paholke's kick 4.
I'll go
for
for
kick one on this occasion. He will
I
just
agree with
pass it
that.
into the pocket.
I'll go 5 players, I reckon, lot. I think if I was Lee Paholke, I'd hold my head up high because the disposal to him in the last 3 quarters have been a lot worse than poor, and I think Shannon Gladman as well.
Zach Burns a shot. It's not going to be a goal. It's been rushed through. That's an easy kill there. Get it over the line for a point.
Why don't you ask Rowan while he's here, AJ, if he deserves it?
Well, yeah, I probably should have.
It'd be interesting.
Just yell out to him and say, come back here. And like they're that far in front, it doesn't really matter.
Well, I think that's what the sort of feeling Blake Mullane had, how he wanted to decide all up to the fence and have a chat.
He nearly took your
Headset. I thought he was going to.
Maybe ask Lockie Wallace who he reckons.
All right.
So Sorrento, little one over the top was good to Fraser. Too far out to score for the Sharks. Wants to move it quickly. Little grubber. Again, poor by foot. Sorrento works towards Burns, who was poor by hands. Will go out of bounds and out of play.
What's the worst we can do now? He's just gone off. In terms of giving a best player on the ground, and I was just about to ask him there, but he killed that moment.
It's a take your pick, isn't it, really, between Steele and Mullane?
Well, Blake did say that Rowan's kicked 7 goals, so we've got him as 6. He might have kicked 7, but he's had a very, very good day, irrespective. Getting up towards 19 minutes in the last quarter.
Here we go, Vossi. Your time to shine, I reckon.
All right, okay. I'll step up here, boys.
So half forward, brought back up. Diaz, who's been good for the Stone Cats, goes up towards wing position. Butland gets his back ridden into. Umpire said play on. Spills towards Paholke. That's Miles. Long up and under towards the inside forward 50. Good spoil, Byron Barry. Spills out the back though towards Bywater, who will stroll in and kick his second of the afternoon.
Speaking of lookalikes, we've got a segment that we like to roll with. But if Jimmy Cahill's not a little Mitch Marsh, I'll jump out of this van.
I'll have to suss him out as he comes past again. You like that one, Michael?
Who did you say Sus like?
Oh, yeah, Sus is Frank Gallagher off Shameless.
Oh, boy.
So Sorrento go to 8-12-60 to YCW's 18-17, 125. We're 10 seconds off extra time here at David McFarlane Reserve.
All your contracts are really under review.
Calm down, Nipples. Brought back up. Hughes, decisive tap out. Gladman, Hutchison trying to bustle their way through. Gladman was the winner of that. Quick kick inside 50. Henry Behringer flies and takes a strong intercept mark. Been good, the young fella, this afternoon. Been given a big task on Nick Corp and has been solid, that's for sure. Little one over the top. Had to make Painter work. Did a good fist in there, did Mitch Parker. Spills to ground. First on it, Zach Burns. Back to Parker. Corp. Try to sell some candy. Does. Goes backwards now to Miles Paholke, in fact, who's sieged under pressure by Lambert, and it will be holding the ball.
It's exactly what we've spoken about, boys. Every possession of Sorrento has been under pressure. Even though they've been 25 metres out from goal, Nick Corp's gone back another 20 metres just to try and go inside and go for goal.
So kicks out wide now as Lambert finds Mullane, who's in contention for that best on ground kick. Well, that didn't do him any favours. Coughed it up to Dabrowski. Walker now. Little Chisler was good. Finds Fisher, who goes inside for Zach Burns. Quick kick inside 50, was under pressure, so it's a grubber. Foot race, Bywater, Behringer. Bywater wins that first on it, just tripped at the vital moment as it spills towards Mullane. Handball over the top was good to Wallace, who just looks up towards half forward. Quick kick, 1-on-1. Grant v Ziampus. Grant wins that. The old Silver Fox had the class. Handball was good to Ryan. Kick was smothered. Solid Butland. Little handball inside towards Murr was clean, just couldn't take clean possession. Grant comes in. Handball spoilt there by Hutchison. He'll be wrapped up by Zach Burns. It'll be a throw up. Forward side of the Stone Cats wing. Hughes does the ruck work against Barrett. Great battle this afternoon. Barrett wins it down towards Mullane. Out to Wallace. Kick was smothered. Burns high up and under towards wing position. Hughes flies in from the side. Good fist on it. Tries to do the roving. Does. Snaps up towards half forward. Caught 1-on-1. Barry in from the side. Again, good fist on it. Spills to ground. Gladman's going to be first on it. Oh, lovely bit of work from Shannon Gladman. Strolls up towards half forward. Paholke out the back by himself and will stroll in and add his 5th of the afternoon. Just another little consolation goal for the Sharks. 9-12 in fact, 9-12-66 to 18-17, 125, 22 and a half gone.
Here he is, Vossi.
Lee Paholke's been, as you said, AJ, been pretty handy for them this afternoon, and congratulations to him as well for becoming the Sorrento Sharks' leading goal kicker in the history of their club.
Every time that Paholke's actually had a decent ball coming inside forward 50, he's looked dangerous.
It's that quick chaos rush ball, isn't it? And they've been able to do it in the right places at times, but more so than not they haven't, which is unfortunate. Hughes, who's tried all day, been super, takes possession of that footy in the centre clearance. Well wrapped up, Zach Barrett.
It's not often that you'd say that both ruckmen have been superb, is it?
Very, very rarely. But they've done majority of the ruck work themselves this afternoon. They've done very well, the pair of them. They should hold their heads high as it goes up towards half forward for the Sharks. Fisher, a little one off the ground towards Perrick, couldn't take clean possession. Good pressure applied, I should say, by Painter. Spills out now towards Mullane, who puts the burners on. Says see you later to Zach Burns. Runs up towards the forward 50. Absolutely mungs it.
He wanted to put the cherry on the cake
did.
there, Blake Mullane. He wanted that goal.
It was in his head. He knew it. If I kick a goal here, I'm certain to get the meat tray.
He's done it twice now, Blake Mullane. Burnt 3 blokes the first time. Burnt a solid lead from Butland there. Just trying to consolidate that meat tray of his from Elias Meats. Unfortunately, that didn't do him any favours. Steele edges his way a little bit closer again. As a ball back into play, Hutchison. Umpires found a free kick. It'll go Sorrento's way. James Brigden.
Brigden will take the free kick deep inside his defensive 50s, looking across goal. He's going to go for a bit of a run. He goes long, but that's another mung. Although Ben Brown's made it work, he gets the hands off to Charlie Stokes by hand. Stokes goes to Brown, but we've got another turnover. The Silver Fox. Oh, Chasampas inside forward 50. Liam Fraser, though, takes a defensive mark.
Did well Ciampas to bounce off 3 then, didn't he?
Absolutely. Fraser goes to Zach Burns. They go to the far side. They've got Dabrowski out wide. He's been all right today as well. Like
He
Brigden,
has been.
Gladman, Paholke.
Oh, now that's vintage Sharks.
But we've spoken about it. When the ball movement has been clean, they have looked good, but it's been few and far between.
Too many times we would have seen Dabrowski then swing onto the right, blaze away, go up towards half forward. Instead, there was runners. You know, Brigden streaming through with Gladman. That's vintage. That's what you like to see from Sorrento. And if you have Paholke on a lead, as soon as he gets that burst, he ain't being stopped.
That's it, nearly out the full. In fact, I think it is out the full. It is.
That's a rarity from Lee. Yeah. Kind of sums up their day, though, I think, gentlemen.
Absolutely. 18-17, 125 plays 9-12-66. We're 25 and a half minutes into the last quarter. It has been a day of dominance by the Stone Cats. They are asking a few questions, but I'll tell you what, the side playing about 20 minutes down the road asking a few questions. There's a big jump there by Darcy Moore. Couldn't quite drag it in. Ball comes back inside attacking 50. It's been marked there by Berringer. He goes in short to PJ Credlin. He's got it. Goes out towards the right back pocket. Now they can play on here, YCW. They look to maybe try and get one more on the board before they finish. They go towards the centre wing, but the mark has been taken there, and it's been taken for Sorrento. A kick goes in short towards Butland. Couldn't take the mark. And the umpire's saying, I'm going to ball the ball up. We're 26 minutes into the last quarter. It is a 59-point lead to Frankston YCW. And that side I'm talking about is Mount Eliza, who are doing very well down there at Dramana, AJ.
Yeah, you're spot on, Vossi. They've certainly faced a lot of challenges. We saw him in round 1 being defeated by Frankston Bombers, but ever since then, they've been well on top.
So Dabrowski goes inside 50 towards Corp on a strong lead, spoiled away by Barry, spills to Hura. Little handball to Credlin, put him under a lot of pressure, and he was pinged holding the ball. Strong tackle applied, Mitch Parker.
And we'll head to Craig for some around the ground scores.
I did just quickly, full-time Mount Eliza 68, Dramana 52.
So final siren blows here as Mitch Parker's got possession of the footy. Either way, doesn't matter what score, the Stone Cats will run out victors. Mitch Parker will kick from about 48 metres out from pretty directly in front. And we'll push it to the right, miss for a minor score. So 9-13-67, the Sharks
goal.
finish. Oh, it is a goal? Good vision by me. 10-12-72, they'll finish the Sharks as YCW will finish 18-17, 125. We played 27 minutes in that final quarter. 2 brilliant catches there, Vossi.
It's not a great sight. Mitch Hallahan limping out there. He's had foot problems in his AFL career.
He looked pretty average from the get-go too, Mitch Hallahan, injury-wise, so pretty disappointing.